So, we're going to be giving a brand new run in Kenshi today. You might be wondering, like, what happened to the Crab Raider run. It's fine, like, the save's still out there and everything. The big thing we ran into is the crabs eat just an incredibly obnoxious amount of money, like, amount of food. And just with the challenge starting in the bottom right corner, it was just a grind fest. And so, kind of waned interest, especially where I had built on that island out there and have to just swim across again and again and again. I think you get to customize characters. So I'll probably get to do some customization. We'll see what we actually get. Maybe the run needs crab mods. Yeah, but that means I gotta get even more mods. And as you can tell from, we're not doing the Universal Wastelands expansion mod in this one. I just didn't like the stuff it added. It's such a bummer. They used to have a lot of these mods be separate things where it was like, this mod adds like the crabs. Is there a red box for you up here? Oh no, that's TikTok things. Never mind. I was sitting there, like on the TikTok preview, there's just this giant box like above me, and I'm like, what? It's just TikTok's player's a piece of junk. Or not player, the encoder. Alright. So with all that said, we're not running the Universal Wastelands expansion or Genesis or any of those mods. I've been burnt on both of those so far. They're good mods, just to be clear. I just don't like all the extra stuff. They used to have a lot of mods for Kenshi that was like Cannibals expanded, this, group expanded, minor factions expanded. And all the development of those individual ones have been abandoned over the years and have been like lumped into stuff like Genesis and Universal Wastelands expansion. And so you get in this weird case of you can get the old version, which has stuff that doesn't work right anymore or is like kind of janky and hasn't been updated to work with other stuff. Or you can get these giant package mods that change more stuff than I want. And there's not really a good in-between, which there used to be, but, Kenshi hasn't had a major update in a very long time, so far as, like, a major update, because they're focused on Kenshi 2. So, I tend to prefer being, like, vanilla-esque, so when we get all these ones like, okay, you can get these absurdly powerful things, it ends up being a disappointment. That said, we do have a bunch of mods running. I don't know what the list is, but there's a bunch there. I vote you install enough mods to set your computer on fire. Nah, it's okay. That sounds like a bad idea as a creator to have your computer crash in the middle of the stream and kill your viewership. But with that said, we didn't put up like a vote on chat. I just kind of like, hey, here's a couple starts. What are we considering? And people said, yeah, the Holy Sword sounds interesting. I've never done the Holy Sword start. But supposedly we find a legendary sword that someone has lost, and we're going to be a wanton criminal. I don't know anything about this run and all that stuff. That sounds like RimWorld. Oh, just installing a bunch of mods. People know I really don't like to mod my games hardly at all. It's very, very light I mod my games. I will do Q start for when we go to expand the group, and then pin this message until I manually remove the pin. Why is the pin fighting me? Until I manually remove the pin. Okay. Alright, so... that's weird. Okay, I didn't know you could even start this as a Southern High Vagabond or whatever. We can go skeleton. We can apparently even start as a cannibal. Weird. So you have a hive worker, a hive soldier, a dead hive worker, a dead hive soldier. Fascinating. So yeah, taco start. Doesn't it say you're wanted by the Holy Empire or something? It says you're wanted. It doesn't say by who. Just that you are, in fact, wanted. I am kind of debating going for a Hiver run. So just having a group of the Hivers. Because, like, you see a lot of skeleton run because then you don't have to, then you don't have to deal with food at all. But also feels a little overpowered when you do that. Like, it's fun to do it, but you kill the balance. It's so weird that, like, cannibals are one of the options here. I like the idea of going with a hiver. So I'm trying to remember what the difference, so the prince is worse at laboring and strength, but gets a bonus in everything else. They just have worker drones. I want to go with the worker drone. And the first of them will be me. And now I can bar customizing past that. Alright, so let's evaluate. So we are wanted for $20,000 by both the Holy Nation and the United Cities. And what sword did we get? So they gave us an edge type 1. That's not actually as powerful as I was expecting for a legendary sword. I was expecting Matau, but that is a pretty good sword. As you can see, the value on it is 45,000 bucks. So that's pretty strong. They gave us some ninja rags as our starting clothing and all that stuff. Our stats are all terrible. So part of the thing that actually makes us not as good as you'd think is just the fact that when we're looking at our character and all that, we still have no stats whatsoever, and a lot of people will steal stuff from us, including our weapons. So that's going to be a risk we run into. Alright, so I need food. And I have no money for anything, and the food here is just too dang high. Alright, well, so I'm going to need to make some quick cash. To at least grab a little bit of food for the road. Let's see if I can remember my way around here. If I run down here, we're not going to sit here and, like, grind out mining forever, but I'm going to grab, like, 2 or 3 copper real fast just so I can grab a meal for the road. And then what I figure is pretty early on, let's see if we can't go ahead and recruit ourselves some of the favorites. Well, that's a question. What do we want to make our rule so far as recruiting other people? Because we can definitely recruit our people. I'm going to do that. We're not doing a solo run. But, do we go for... So if I go for a bunch of named people, then we're not going to have people from chat in the group. Because if we get, like, Agnew and Burn and Beep, you know, they'll get their names. Or I can try to strictly recruit people who aren't named, and then we can name them after chat. Or we can go for Beep and people we that aren't named. I can go either one of those three. Is there any preference? So what do you say both? Are you saying Beep plus a handful of others? What happened to the crabs? I kind of got tired with that corner of the map and the Universal Wastelands expansion. No run is complete without Beep and Sadneil. Is basically kind of tired of that bottom right, whereas like everything was the higher level stuff, so we were just banging our head against the wall. The crabs themselves, with the 2 times amount of food they ate, became super obnoxious. We're just gonna grab a couple of copper here real fast so I can get my initial food. Get named and unnamed. Yeah, so we definitely are getting Beep. I think everyone's in agreement we got to get Beep. But maybe we'll make it a hiver run. So we'll grab Beep, and we will liberate some hivers from the tyranny of the queen. You know, we're gonna play it as if we are the exiled hiver, with the big difference being, you know, we started with a legendary sword because we chose that one. Which, like I said, the sword's good and all. I wouldn't call this a legendary sword. So you're gonna be worth about 180. That should be enough for me to grab some food. Alright. Because I definitely don't want to do the start where you sit there and you just smash your head against a copper node for like the first 4 or 5 in-game hours, like build up your strength. All right. So we have about 700, so we'll grab a food cube. And now we're broke. But we now have nums. And with that, Beep is up here. So let's beeline to recruit Beep immediately. Because it makes sense, total sense, that an obviously combat or thievery focused start would still have no stats or anything. Oh, just with the grinding strength, whatever. I mean, that's like one of the ways a lot of people start Kenshi is that literally that very specific copper node that they will sit there and mine it, and eventually might acquire a house inside the town, and then using that, you know, house they acquire inside the town, they'll turn around from there and put in a storage thing for copper. And just fast forward them, like, you know, gaining several thousand, like tens of thousands of credits doing that, getting a bunch of athletic and a bunch of strength and all that. And it's like, okay, I'm kind of the mindset if you grind that way, just cheat and give yourself the stats. All you're doing is making that take longer. Like, to me, it can be an interesting Kenshi figuring out ways you can abuse the stat gaining. But then once you figure it out, it's like, okay, but just abusing it, other than like to see it come to fruition, isn't as interesting to me. So, for our approach to the run, is it going to be us versus the world? Is there any group we're going to align ourselves with? Obviously, the Holy Nation is not going to be an option. They're going to want to murder us because we are hivers. We can't align with the hive because we're exiled. We're no hives, so they literally won't interact with us. They'll be like, no, because if you're a no hived hiver, they won't interact with you. I kind of want to do like the us against the world type thing. One nice thing is by being hivers, we have the reduced hunger rate, and on top of that, we can go places with acid rain, and there's like no consequence to us. All right. Slaughter every person, every settlement. That's basically what I'm thinking, is like we'll be, you know. So there's what? There was the southern and the western tribes, or hives. I don't believe there's a northern or an eastern tribe, a hive. We can like declare ourselves as being one of the hives. Nope, not gonna fight solo yet. Have a nice day. We're running. We're gonna grab Beep as our first recruit. Then we're gonna try and do a little bit of stuff to gain some combat experience and some money. We will begin some mild recruitment that we will definitely not do anything unethical about. But I figure we choose a nice central location on the map to base up, so that like no matter where we're on the map, we could drop back to our central base. And we'll still do the whole, like, there is the go team and the away team, but we're going to focus on having hivers, which will reduce our food consumption greatly, and all that kind of stuff. I'm even debating just literally focusing on hiver worker drones, like not taking the time to do the proper stuff or whatever. Alright, so yours should be relatively fast. 17 is not amazing, actually. There's a good chance the Fogman will be able to keep up with you. Alright, just waiting for it to load. There you go. We're about to find out because I'm going to run right through a Fogman camp right here. Fogman right here. I guess they just didn't aggro, that's fine. Yeah, so grab Beep real quick. Yeah, so we've got Fogman down here as well. Honestly, I think that has been the absolute least eventful run into Mongrel I've ever done in the entire time of playing Kenshi. Like, every single time I've done a run into Mongrel, other than that, I've had issues with the Fogman. Unless I go, like, late game and just, you know, blast through super fast. Alright, Beep, where are you hiding, buddy? There you are, Beep. Beep. Hi, Beep. How do you know my name? It was just a guess. You must be some kind of genius, then? Yes. Yes, I am. Can I join you? I want to become strong. Become a swordsman. You don't look very strong. You don't even have a weapon. Do you have any skills? I have nothing. They exiled me from the hive. Just because you keep saying Beep? I am defective. Not good for the hive. But Beep doesn't give up. Beep is strong. Since I left the hive, I could feel my mind changing. The way I think. I feel free. Have thoughts I never had before. I want freedom. But everywhere I go, things try to kill or chase me. Beep tires of running. Time to stab things that chase me. Another week, nobody. How much do you want? Money? I don't know what that means. Welcome to the team. Yay, we have Beep. And now we've set Beep to follow. Well, medical and rescue and follow. We can go to our squad, AI, military formation, shoot first, ask questions later, and we will help people nearby us that are friendly. And now we teach Beep economics. Yay! Alright, so it looks like Beep will be able to keep up with us. So the next move is going to be probably figuring out where home is going to be for the time being. How are you doing on food? You're good on food. What are Beep's stats? Oh, they're literally nothing. Literally, he gets 1 in everything, or 0 where zeros are possible. That's the fun of Beep, is Beep, like, there's a lot of characters you get that are weak that are named, and then some that are stronger, but Beep is literally bottomed out, and wants to be, like, the strongest fighter and all that stuff. So that's kind of like the fun of Beep. Is they aspire to so much, they're generally positive and all that kind of stuff. So people just really, really love Beep. Just that positive attitude. So you can go 18. Beep can go 18. We can go 17. So Beep is... No, Beep. No, friend. We'll do that eventually, don't worry. We'll worry about that, though, when you're not trying to fight a whole army of Fogmen by yourself in their territory. Alright, so we'll use Rual to determine the path, and then Beep can zigzag as needed to dodge hits. Alright. So for the moment, I'm just trying to get back out of Fogman territory because this place is hecking dangerous. But then once we get out of here, the plan is going to be to start trying to make some early money, and begin our recruitment strategy to get together a small force of people to be able to start training them up nice and early. Yeah, you got more Fogmen over there. But then the plan is to kind of like systematically start knocking down the world. But we will have a home base to drop stuff off at. But I think my plan is going to be we'll just start building up our away team first. And then basically I'll chuck one person back at the home base and every once in a while do a run by one of the areas to find recruits to help our cause. We worry about that when we get there. Alright. So we've got Beep and Roll now. We're cutting through Dragon, then to Vane, over towards the hub. So the places I'm thinking about eventually building a home is if we get hydroponics, the Deadlands become a possibility. Not Venge. Venge murders hivers. Very genuinely, those sky lasers, if Beep right now with the lack of armor gets hit, Beep dies. They'll take like minus 40, minus 60 per hit. And you get the idea. It would just straight delete Beep. So Venge is not a doable thing with the makeup we're making at the moment. I do want to be vaguely center map, so I'd say somewhere in this ballpark here. So it could be East Border Zone. That place sucks. It could be East Border Zone. It could be Deadlands. Most of this area is all awful. North Flat Lagoon would work. Like those types of territories would be a pretty good choice for us. And mostly the idea behind it is that center of the map, so no matter where I go, I can run to it. While there is some dangerous stuff around that area, it's not that bad. You've got the iron spiders, but they're slow. Most of the enemies around here that are tough aren't very fast. Like, the areas either have weak enemies that can kind of keep up with you, but their large numbers weak, or they have tougher enemies, but because they're armor, they can't keep up with you, with the exception of the beak things, because beak things are awful. Yeah, so let's not go to stack. That'd be a bad time. Alright, Beep doesn't even have a stick. Alright. So, we need to decide where we're going to start for making some money. As much as I would love to try and go bounty hunting immediately, we are both completely and utterly incompetent as fighters at this time. So one thing we could do is we could do the gimmick of early game. Oh, come on, literally not a beak thing at the beginning? No. They usually don't lose interest like that, so that very well would have been a likely reload, because that would have knocked them both down and probably eaten one, if not both of them. Vane can be an awful place. It has beak things around some of the border areas and all that you gotta watch out for. Well, that's one thing we could check. There is a wreckage down there, I believe. Let's do that. If I remember correctly, somewhere down there is a building. No, it's down here. I think it's down in this area or here. There is a ruin that I believe has a bunch of books and everything. That'd be a way to get ourselves some nice, quick influx of early cash. At which point we could, you know, set up a recruiting facility and all that. Get ourselves some early people, get some food. And go from there. Now, some of the downsides of hivers is they have a tendency to get hit in the limbs a lot more than other people, and their limbs have, like, no life. So as you can see, their limbs get hurt really bad. Kind of tactic, but anyone else learned English pronunciation by watching and listening to Twitch? That doesn't surprise me. There's a lot of people who I've heard stories about how they, learned English or whatever language was in question from playing games where they didn't really know what the NPCs were saying, but then, the NPC would say something, then something would happen, and they put two and two together kind of thing, or they would already know the word but not have heard it said, and that's kind of a thing that happens. That happened to television in the past as well. You'd watch television and someone would turn... Oh, well, you just ran into a... Well, that's going to be a reload. We found the capital of Beak Things right there. Yep, so that's a reload because Beep is dying right now. But that's, So we gotta watch. That was probably an actual nest. That's, one of the reasons why I don't play hardcore, because if I were to play this permadeath, literally it means you just don't fast forward and you just focus at all times kind of thing. And that's fine. But for as long as some of the things take in the game, I have no interest in doing that. Hey, whoa, Jess, thank you so much for the raid. I hope you had fun with the rest of your Pacific Drive today. But for those who don't know, Wojess, an absolutely fantastic content creator, fellow member of the Halcyon Frequency stream team. Been playing a lot of Pacific Drive. If you haven't finished, I know Wojess is getting right to the end from what was being said. I was kind of not focusing on the details of what, was happening, so that I wouldn't spoil myself too much. But definitely, very fun. You're almost done. Gotcha. But yeah, so definitely someone I recommend following. They play RimWorld, they play Pacific Drive, they played many other games. Always a good time over there. Wojess is probably one of the channels I end up into more than any other channel before stream. It works out just really well, the schedule they have and all that. Alright, let's drop this back to regular speed, because we did just run through here a second ago and got beak-thinged into the dirt. And beak things are not your friends. Yeah, there's the beak things over there. I'm assuming they've got a nest over there, so let's cut over this way instead. But yeah, we're playing some Kenshi. We did just start a new run because I was getting annoyed with the crab raiders. And just going, because for those who don't know Kenshi, this bottom right corner of the map is the hardest part of the map. It's like the end game. And that run thematically started you there. And then the crabs eat twice as much as everyone else. And I was kind of just over it with the grindiness of that corner. And I could have had everyone pack everything and moving it, but with the crabs as much as they need to eat, I would have more than likely had to have gotten rid of them before doing the journey, and just very much didn't want to deal with. Plus, we were running the Universal Wastelands expansion, and I don't like modding my games very much. And it's starting to get kind of annoyed with a bunch of the things that the mod added. So we started a brand new run just a minute ago. We're going to be going for kind of a Hiver-themed run, which is the bug people you see here. We got the all-beloved Beep, was our first recruit. We went ahead and grabbed real fast. We did the Holy Sword start, where you start with it's a quote-unquote legendary sword. It's just a pretty good sword. It's a good sword. I don't want to understate it. It is a good sword, but calling it legendary is perhaps being a little on the generous side. You hope you had a nice stream. Stream next to long, so you're going to take an immediate lurk and get some noms. You get your noms. Thank you so much for the raid. I do appreciate that. Oh, come on. No, keep running. Stay. No. Keep losing your interest. I think because they have a nest there, they're not willing to chase me as far. Which is good, because those, when they knock you down, they eat you, and then you're dead forever. Which is what we did a minute ago, as I was cutting through there, and just 8 big things ran. I was like, well, this group's dead, because we can't outrun them. So you don't know how the stream lasted such a long time? Felt like 5 hours? That's always a good sign for a game, when you're like, wait, it's what time? Isn't there a ruin right? I thought there was a ruin down here. I'm pretty sure there's a ruin down here somewhere. But yeah, basically we're just trying to get some early game influx of money to, Yeah, if it was a Matau, it won't be bad. Well, that's the thing. Like, you get, okay, Matau's like the best weapons in the game. So I was expecting it to be a Matau weapon. Like, okay, you get the like one of the best weapons in the game, but you start out super duper wanted by different people, which is probably, you know, not a super good balance or whatever, but it's like, okay, but I would call it legendary. But like, an edge type 1 is good. Huh. Am I just misremembering this? I could have sworn there was a ruin down here. I mean, apparently I'm misremembering it, unless it was over there farther. Because my plan had been to go do the ruin diving real fast. Well, because that's all I'm looking for, is I'm looking for a quick payout. Because the plan is I'm going to be recruiting hivers, I'm going to be recruiting the bug people, building up a bug people thing. It's going to be us versus the world. Most of my other runs I have a little bit more thematic. We're going to go with that we are hiver exiles, where the hives have, like, you know, the queen or whatever, and sometimes we're like, yeah, we don't like you. And then you're not part of the hive anymore. That's just how it be. All right, where else do we have something nearby? There's something up here. I don't see wherever that nest is supposed to be at. So I've got Squin. The swamp will be terrible. Where do we have a good place to snag some quick early stuff? Because most of the ruins and all that are nowhere nearby. That's okay, we're just training athletics. Because for those who don't know, a lot of people when they start a run, this is what they do. Is they just do like that. And they do that until they're able to handle stuff. Squin has a copper node outside the city. Yeah, that's the way a lot of people... I try to avoid doing that as best we can. Doing the start where you just bash your head on a copper node till you've got several thousand. Like, it's a good start to have. It starts you off on a good foot. Oh yeah, and this is because of our the start we have. We start wanted by the 2 main factions in the game. But yeah, there's not really, because there's the Dust Bandits are up here, the Black Ninjas over there. I think there's like a wrecked tower or something. I might stop being stubborn and just have Beep and Rual grab like 2 loads of copper, just be done with it. When I was new, you started mining around there. When you build up some money and stats, you ran around. Yeah, that's what most people do. That's what I was saying, is that's like kind of the de facto start that most people do. Is they'll go find either this like the borderland or one of the other towns. All right. That's fine, whatever. And they'll go bang on a node for a while, get their early money, get some strength, some athletics. Alright. You take a little bit of a risk here. So you're lurking just stream, and you're going to continue lurking? Figure I'd say hi, and oh, you're why Kenshi is on Ultra's possible game list? There's other people who've also been kind of in the Kenshi thing as well, so I don't want to take full credit. But yeah, like there was kind of a thing recently where I started streaming Kenshi again while, you know, Kenshi's one of those games as a category on Twitch. It goes from a bunch of people are watching it to being completely dead. And then, you know, it pops back up every once in a while. And so there's only about 10-20 people showing up in the category. I was like, you know, I'll go play some Kenshi. And then like a week, not even quite a week later, Ambiguous Amphibian released an update to their Tor Solo series. They like compressed it all into one video, which clearly that was happening well before I had streamed. So I'm not taking credit for that or anything like that. But it just so happened those two coincide as being near the same time. So it kind of boosted the numbers both on YouTube and Twitch, and then it seems like some other big creators popped in, which is no surprise. Like every once in a while when Kenshi pops back on the radar, you will have a bunch of people pop into it for a while. It's just kind of one of those games. Alright, so we suck at fighting, so I didn't want to fight the whole group, but we've separated one of them out. Their name is Punching Bag, so you can guess what their life is going to be here in just a moment. So we've got a person who is incredibly malnourished, struggling to just basically survive, and we're going to go beat them up. Because we really suck at fighting. So even though I have, like, the, you know, quote-unquote legendary sword or whatever they want to call it, we're really bad with it. So, we just need to do a little bit of fighting, gain ourselves a little bit of stats. Hungry bandits are about as weak as they get in the game. If you remember correctly, at endgame you could forge Edge Type 3. It was something like that. They do make it so, like, the best weapons you can just never forge in vanilla. There's mods that allow you to, like, you can never make a metal weapon or anything like that. Which is one of the reasons why generally... Oh, that, I need to update that link. You know, we didn't even take a hit there. That's fine. I need to update that command, because it is out of date. So bear with me for just a moment. I'll get us following our character. I need to take 2 seconds and update that command because the new video came out yesterday. So let's grab that, grab you, close that. You think it's Edge 2 from Unmodded? Yeah, but it's one of those things that it's kind of a thing that people say, yes, it is worth it to take the time to grind up your armor smithing to get, like, the best armor. But, generally speaking, people will say it is not worth your time to grind up the, your weapon crafting, because you can never make the best weapons, which means you just find the better weapons in the game and you'll just use those instead. Alright. It's there. I've got that command update with the new YouTube video. But yeah, so the whole point being is generally taking the time to grind up your weapon crafting for purposes of making yourself weapons, unless you're doing something thematic that you're going to only use your own stuff, tends to be one of those things that's like not a recommended thing, but the armor is. Because you can only, like, the best armor is masterwork, which I believe you can craft if you level high enough with the armor. And even going like the places to like there's a guy up here. Where are you at? There's a guy up here who's like the best armor smith in the game. Even dropping in there regularly, he just might never have the armor you want. So there's a lot of armor that literally the only way to get it master crafted with any reasonable chance of success is to level it yourself. How much is that? 122. Alright, so what we're going to quickly do is I know this isn't the most exciting thing. We're going to grab a little bit of copper versus running around, because I was sitting there like, I don't want to do the, like, don't want to... That is the right path. No, it's this one. Like, I don't want to just, you know, slam the copper node, but me running around looking for an ancient ruin and all that, I'll just get some quick money. We're not going to do more than, like, a pass or two. What I want to do is get... Oh, you can't work the same node. I forgot. I believe there's a second node around here somewhere. There you go. There we go. Oh, I see. Following Rual is a higher priority. Yeah, so we're going to quickly grab just a little bit of copper. And what I'm going to do that is I'm going to get enough... Oh, wait, I can't do imprisonment early game. That's fine. We'll just get just a little bit so I can get some food. Because my thought was like, alright, I'll get just the thing that I can... Why do you have a random shirt on you? Oh, they started with the shirt, but because the character can't equip that shirt because they're a hiver, it just kicked it off. I understand. People heading towards Beep. Starving bandits. I really don't want to mine. Yeah, we won't worry about the mining. So do this. Do that. You got a little bit. You run up here. Yeah. Okay, because I gotta be careful about some of the... Oh, here's an opportunity. Those dust bandits? Starving bandits. I can still work with that. Because you have an actual sword. So, some starving bandits attacked a patrol, so we can go ahead and grab some of their stuff. Make some quick early cash. Like, that's not worth, like, anything, but... It's not worth nothing. Alright. So I just need to grab a little bit of food. Now we'll need to pick some fights. Alright, so that's going to give us a little bit of money. Now, some of the places we can go is we can beat up the locals a little bit. And get a little bit of money from that. Alright, so you need some food yourself. There you go. So we've got, each of them has a little bit of food. Or you can steal the food from the bar. Yeah, I don't want to turn to just, like, for me personally, I find the stealing in the game to be just way too powerful for my personal taste. So I generally you won't see me running around stealing, I think. Outside of, like, extreme challenge mods, like the impossible start, I'm gonna steal the legs, you know, the cybernetic limbs and all that, because Literally, it's the only way to get them. Because everyone hates you on the impossible start. Alright, so let's go pick a fight. Let's see if those hungry bandits are still nearby. They are, and I totally overlooked them. Alright, so we should start to lose this fight. It looks like Beep is going to go down. We'll have them retreat. Alright, we're gonna Beep retreat real fast back into the hub. Because if we go down, then they're gonna steal our food. So, we got the crap kicked out of us. This is expected. Can you turn in your own pawn to get money? I'm trying to remember how that works. I know there's something they do to penalize that. Alright. I was hoping they were going to chase me in here so I could get the training and recoup, but we'll worry about that in a moment. Alright. And I believe we can just use these beds. Alright. So I need to sleep off our injuries for a minute, and then we'll pick another fight. That's just the way the early game goes. Let's face it, we can see both gates. That way if some random group picks a fight here, we can jump in and potentially gain some stats, get some goodies out of it. But yeah, that's kind of the thing, is I believe you can turn in your own... Well, actually, I can't remember what the rules are. No, you know what I think happens? I believe because we're allied with the person we're turning in the bounty for, they recognize us as being aligned to the person, so if they go to try to attack them and we're carrying the bounty person, they'll come after us too. So they don't let you do, like, the cheesy thing of getting a really high bounty, then bringing your person in, cashing in the bounty, then freeing your person and going right back out the door kind of thing. Go ahead and loot that buy real fast. Alright. One of the other things you can do is tail a caravan like that, because they'll get in fights with people, and, you know, regardless of who wins, a lot of someone's gonna get knocked down. Alright. Yeah, they're heading out towards the lone shack. Alright. Just getting a little bit of time for that arm to heal, and then we'll get back to it. Sorry about that. Okay, I think that's good for right now. Yep, exactly. Yeah, I've lost track of the caravan, sadly. That's okay. We are mostly just trying to get involved in some fights. Get those early game stats going. But it shouldn't take us super long to turn from losing every single fight we get into to being able to handle some of the weaker enemies. And then kind of building up from there. Those goats. Yeah, those are goats. We're not going to mess with those. That's endgame content right there. It's a meme, but the goats are actually legitimately solid fighters in the game a lot. Let's going over to Squin. There's nothing we need there right now. We just need some soft targets to beat up on. Alright, someone's fighting over there. You remember correctly, there was a tower of goats? It wouldn't surprise me. Okay, so we got hungry bandits versus dust bandits. The dust bandits, as long as the numbers aren't entirely one-sided, should win this. As you can see by the fact that they pretty much already won it. And my plan is, once they go to leave... Oh, is that their actual camp? It is their actual camp. That presents a problem. I was like, we could pick the bodies, but they're not going to leave. They'll be the only one. Hi.
Hi. My hubby is so handsome, and he is so smart, and he is a sweetie. His name is not Bart.
My name, you are correct. My name is not Bart.
See? I know my hubby.
The standard for knowing is pretty low here.
Hi, Benny. Hi, Dark Striker. No, I know you so well. I know what your name's not. Yeah.
Alright, so the Dust Bandit is faster than Rual is. Now I picked up that sword. So we're going to have Rual split off. Beep is faster than a Dust Bandit. So as long as he's chasing Beep, that works out. We did grab the sword for a little extra money. The only... Oh, you got friends. Oh, you got a lot of friends. Yeah, keep running, Beep. We'll just, I'll just be over here. Okay, so they all turned around. Yeah, I was debating turning around and fighting the one knowing I'd lose, but, you know, it would be one of those ones where I could take a bunch of hits and then run off kind of thing. Alright, so we managed to snag ourselves an extra 100 something, got a little bit more athletics, a little bit more stealth. So, Can we name Beep as Darth Beep? Absolutely not. Beep is their own person. Hey, the Ends, thank you so much for the raid. I really do appreciate that. Welcome in, Raiders. What were we playing today, and how did it go, and all that good stuff? Yeah, now Beep is super beloved in the Kenshi community. Naming them Darth Beep would feel like it's just insensitive. All right, so 1,500. But it shows that we were recently playing... Ah, you're doing the animals, aquariums, and zoos. They from my remembering, they do that to wrap up stream and all that. Check out the animals. All right, so we just started a brand new run of Kenshi. The other run was still alive and all that. Just I was kind of feeling burnt out, and the crabs eating so much, kind of keeping us trapped to that part of the map and being on the hardest area of the map, and then just like, you know, mods changing way more than I wanted them to change. So we got rid of the Universal Wasteland expansion mod, and now just running... We still have mods running, but it's stuff like you can have more people kind of stuff. Because the game is janky enough without the mods. You played Turnip Boy Robs a Bank, the second game after Turnip Boy commits tax evasion. Excellent. Also dark UI. Well, yeah, that's because I don't want to murder my eyes. It's such a shame that, like, there really never was other UIs considered either. Like, dark UI popped up. And that was kind of that. Alright. So we sold that weapon. We are looking for soft targets to practice on, i.e. mostly hungry bandits. Get ourselves a little bit of money here and there. Keep our food. So I think a lot of people using Dark UI, never going to remove Dark UI. It's way better. Well, yeah, because that was the original UI. They had to like give like a dirty, rusty design to it. Like, so they made it thematic, but in practice, it's just harder to read in general. And the Dark UI is far from perfect. Like, you have the dark gray on slate, which is just really bad for readability. But it's still way better than the base UI. That's the reason, like, it's a shame that we never actually had more UIs pop out there for people to check out and whatnot. All right. I'm pretty sure that's a ruin of a military base, not an actual military base, so we can go up there and check it out. That's how bridges work, don't worry about it. Kenshi is real janky. Yeah, it's a military base up on that hill. We have the Unknown Tower, that's the Dust Bandits. That'll probably be one of our first targets when it comes, like, when there's that. Now you're surprised? Yeah. But yeah, so the Ends does play a whole range of, like, indie variety games, so definitely if you're looking for that kind of content, they got that going on over there. But welcome in, again, Raiders, so thank you so much for all that. Just in case I didn't mention earlier. Alright, so we're working our way up here to the Holy Military Base. Like I said, I'm pretty sure that's the ruin of a base. That it's not a functional one. Because if it is functional, then they're about to murder the crap out of us, because the Holy Nation in this game is super racist, and we don't look like them. Alright. So we're not ready to take on Dust Bandits yet. They're like 17, 15 individually, and we're like 7. And nothing. Oh, so I just need food. You're starving? Well, go get that food. Yeah, if you remember correctly, the Kenshi Squid's armor shop still bugged to the day. You could reliably get stuck at the stairs of the shop. Oh, there's a number one. The Tower of Abuse and Venge. Like, there is so often the ramp into that place will glitch out and you get stuck in it. where you either have to do the thing where you reset your entire group to be in one spot to, like, teleport them away from that spot. Or you can, like, sometimes you can just, like, reload the mesh a couple of times and move around, or reload your game to, like, get it so you can walk through the tower to get back out of it. That's very genuinely, they were using the Ogre engine, and they kept running into pain points and limitations with the Ogre engine that they never really were able to fully overcome. Yeah, it's a ruin, you can tell by the smash tower. I don't remember if there's anyone here, but the point of it is we can score some resources and all that up here. Alright. Okay, so just grabbed a bunch of materials. We will run that back to town. Alright, so that'll be a nice little bump in our money. Let's look at the weapons we got, see what we want to keep. Obviously, we're going to keep that sword there. We've got decent enough secondary sword there. Beep right now just has a long cleaver we gave them real fast. They were using the horse chopper. Definitely feel like Beep should not use the iron stick, but instead use the ninja sword. So we'll worry about that when we get back home. We'll definitely also want to go out of our way to get ourselves some backpacks. We'll get like the little tiny ninja backpack style backpack since they have no stat penalty. Alright. For the time being, we're just going to sell that iron. Oh, I see. I can't run. We're weighed down. So they're going to steal our food here in a minute. That's fine. I already ate a good chunk of it. Yeah, so they stole our food. That surprises no one. So also you need to pick up more medicine after we're out of here. Okay. Meanwhile, I can take this ninja sword, pass it over to Beep, swap you out. I have no food, leave me alone. Alright. So we have no toughness, we have no armor, we have no combat stats, so that is going to happen, but that's okay. We're already up to toughness 11 when we started at none. Oh, go away, Bone Dog. Luckily we're faster than you are. Beep is at toughness 5 and working their way up. No real other stats because they just get beaten the crap out of. But that's fine. We're working on it. What we'll probably do for, like, the base team, as it were, is, instead of starting with, like, building a base right away, we'll probably just grab, like, a building inside one of the towns as our first move. And just set up the research bench and doing that kind of stuff in there. We don't have to worry about defenses. I don't need to worry about anything else. I can just do that. Okay, so all of this can go. Get rid of that chopper, it's not even that good. Okay, so with that, I have about 1,500 now. Let's grab one food cube for you. And one meat wrap for you. And then we'll go to Beep. Get 3 more medical stuff for Beep. Because Rual has the big medical thing, so it'll last a bit longer. Alright, and then you go both rest for a little bit here. Until you're not quite as banged up. And we gain some stats, we gain some money, we gain some supplies. We'll also recover from our injuries a bit faster as we get these stats going. All right. Yeah, so at least at this point, Beep has themselves, like, we have a good weapon. Beep has a pretty good weapon. Let's actually... Here, Beep, you can have the better of these two. And Rual will use that as their backup. That way they both have a decent weapon. Both of them have a little bit of food to lean on for a little while. Alright, so we're down to just some chest injuries. It'll take a while to heal, so we'll get back to it. Alright. I make my way back over to that ruin. I grab some more stuff from there. So it'll keep us running around in the area where we can run into hungry bandits to fight. And then plus we can cash in some more of the weapons that were laying around up there. Actually, do we want to go up there? Nah, probably not. The way station will be in good order. I don't think there's anything down there we care about. Start moving towards the way station. See who that way station belongs to and make our decision from there. Because I don't remember. Alright. Oh, Kenshi pathing. You are always a raging tire fire. Alright, so we got some people up here. Slave traders. They will almost certainly attack us, wreck us, and take us as slaves. Especially considering that Rual is actually wanted by the United Cities. He happened to cross, wink, a legendary sword, which in this game is edge level 1 or whatever. So we're extremely wanted because of that. And you are a tech hunter. You still pathed up here? I thought I told you to go over there. Let's Well, I mean, we're here. Grab the long cleaver. I guess let's take the rest of these. Some the next chance we get. Alright. That's basically everything of value they have here. Value being very relative considering those weapons aren't worth very much each. This one here is pretty okay. So we'll probably get like 1,500 for it or something like that. Yeah, so we are gonna work our way towards that way station. So again, another little influx. And it's just because the early game, like, everyone who knocks you down steals your food. So this is what you do as your alternative to banging on a copper node for the first 10 in-game days or whatever of your character's existence. Is you go out there, pick fights you lose, and then when you lose them, they take your food. And so you just go and you steal some more stuff and you sell it. If you're lucky, you can catch, like, groups fighting near caravans or near gates where you can, like, get free money from that. That's kind of the dream. But that's partly waiting on RNG and hoping it just works out. Alright, whose way station is this? Well, that's a tech hunter. So they should be chill with us. There's apparently no one handling the gate. All right. So you can sell this stuff. Because fortunately, one of the good news in Kenshi is people can't steal your money. You can steal just about everything else. I don't want to grab that. I could grab a pair of sleeping bags so we can rest anywhere. I think we save for the backpacks first, but that backpack really penalizes a lot of your stuff, so we don't want that one. We're not going to worry about the rest of this. Let's go ahead and check out the service place, see if there's anything good here. And we've got a bunch of books and nonsense, but nothing I want right now. Pretty much what I expected. Alright, so with that, we got stuff here. That location's fine. We can potentially head over to Skinner's Roam. Lots of hungry bandits over there as well. We got ourselves 1,200 bucks, and I already still have food handy on our people. So there's no reason for me to buy more food right now. Okay. Oh. I was gonna sell the long cleaver too. It's fine, you can run around with it. I'm debating what kind of weapons are gonna be armed with. A lot of the more common ones you see people running around with is you'll see people running around with katanas and heavy weapons a lot when they create content because they're a lot more flashy in their presentation. Getting stuff like the heavy polearms is actually really strong in the game, while not particularly the most interesting to watch because they only have like 2 different attack animations. Same with the, I believe the cleavers are kind of in that same boat where they all have only like 2 or 3 different attack animations. There are mods you can get that massively expand the number of, attack animations, but most of them are kind of centered around the more popular weapon classes. Heavy being very, very popular because it is just one of those things, watch a person just like baseball bat swing a sword and then like 3 people fall over dead in one hit. Certainly does grab people's attentions. Alright, so this is apparently a ruin up here. So I might find some more goodies up here to scavenge. We'll definitely want to make our way to one of the tech hunter places to try and get a hold of the ninja backpacks. There's a large ninja backpack that gives a very minor penalty stat to penalties, and then there's a like the small ninja backpack, which literally has no penalties but gives you just a little extra space. Oh, I do love it trying. So grab the book, that's a value to us. Those ninja blades would be good. We can give Beep the topper. Yeah, it'll be better. Yeah, it's definitely an upgrade for Beep. So it's a bunch of building materials, which aren't... Oh, we got tools. Tools are good. You can use tools for locks that you're not good enough to pick. They're your plan B for that. How much is fuel worth? You worth a decent amount? I don't remember. That's fine. Could certainly be worse. Alright, well that's all we can carry. So if we go to do some base building, this is a place I can come by to do a quick snag for building materials, iron plates, and all that. So we just send someone there to like grab some and run it versus, you know, having to buy it and all that. Alright, so definitely gaining lots of athletic skill. We're gaining a little bit of strength along the way as well from being mildly over-encumbered as we run around. So that's good news, considering we have none. And both Beep and Rual are getting up to 3 strength when they start with none, so that's helpful. Because again, kind of you're playing solo, like not content creation, usually what you do is you'll mine a bunch of copper and all that till you can afford a backpack, get the most ridiculously large backpack you can, overburn it, find like an unconscious person or a dead person, grab them and throw them over your shoulder, and then just do laps of that for a while, because that could be a way to make some good strength training. Alright, so get rid of this one. Sell that. We'll keep... we'll deal with that in a moment. Get rid of these. And get rid of those. Alright. I could sell the tools to give myself some inventory space. I think we do that. I think I'll keep a thing of tools with me. Or if we run to a lock I can't break. But, I don't think I want to be hauling around 4 sets of tools. If I need them, I can buy them later. So that puts us up to 4,000. And nothing there I care about. We are keeping the book for the time being. Eventually I want to do some research. Alright. So I don't think we're gonna grab stuff to do like base building yet. I don't think that's necessarily the play. We are good on food. Let's see if we can't score ourselves a ninja backpack. We can go down to Flat Lagoon. That'll probably be a best bet for doing that. Because the other place to go is World's End, but then I gotta cut through all of Holy Nation territory. And if I was going to stay up there, then I'd be like, yeah, let's do it. But I don't think we're gonna, like, we'll go up there eventually to cause trouble. As they start wiping groups out, we'll target the cannibals at some point. But for now, I want to try and stay center map. Early game, you just fill a backpack full of Beak Things eggs and run back and forth till you're fast and rich. Yeah, I mean, certainly something to consider as long as you've got enough athletics to, you know, acquire said Beak Things eggs. Or you hire some sacrificial mercenaries to deal with that and then chuck the eggs in the backpack and run the heck away before the mercenaries lose. It's mostly luck. Yeah, I mean, you can do the thing where you can, like, you know, do the thing where you kind of like zigzag your path so Beak Things don't aim right. I'm trying to catch up with that caravan for crossing into the swamp. I about ran right into dust bandits. Unfortunately, that caravan got away. It's over there. Because of the caravan, when you run to stuff like dust bandits, it means you get free loot. And some of it's usable loot, like you can actually get some armor and all that. So I'm trying to catch up to them. But they offer you a certain amount of protection by just being around other things that'll get attacked and whatever. Let's see, did anything happen to the crab run after the massacre in that one city? Or was it just time to start a fresh run? It felt like time to start a fresh run mostly. I think we did more on that, but nothing super noteworthy. I think we knocked out a leader of another minor faction, if I remember correctly. But ultimately kind of what happened was just like the fact that the crabs were just perpetual eating machines, that I would have to produce like giant mountains of food just to make it so I could keep them alive. And that our base was set up in that corner of the map while I was trying to train people up. I was kind of just getting annoyed and frustrated. And then on top of that, the Universal Wasteland expansion just adding so much. Animal Trader. Actually, let's just keep running. We can go to Subtle Nomad's location. Cut from there over to the Lagoon and see if we can't score some better backpacks. So ultimately, I just kind of didn't want to keep going with the run. That the mod changes were kind of getting to be like a bunch of just noise that I didn't want to deal with. And then just kind of the setup of that run. Because, like, I could have left and just walked to the other side of the map, but the problem is keeping the crabs alive through that in itself would have been really hard because of how much they eat. So it just kept going like this about, like, what do I want to do with this? All right. I saw the Beak Things and the dust bands. It's like, you know what? I'll hang out with you. Yeah, so we got rid of the Universal Wastelands expansion, so we're not running any like giant mod packs or anything like that. Did the bandits just go through your town? Huh. I would have expected the dust bandits to attack the nomads. It's actually kind of hoping the Beak Things would attack them. Alright, that's fine. We got enough of a lead, we could just get away from most of this. But yeah, so I just want to have not the mod stuff. So right now we're working kind of a Hiver start. We chose the, it was like the Holy Sword or whatever, where it was talking about how it's going to give you like a legendary sword and make you wanted. So we're wanted by the Holy Nation and the United Cities. And we've got, they call it legendary, but it's an edge type one, which is strong. I don't want to say it's not, but like calling that legendary is like, is it legendary though? No. Let's not go hug beak things, please. But yeah, so we're gonna go with a kind of a Hiver run, which is one of the classics out there. So even though technically our start is the Holy Sword or whatever, I'm treating it like the Hiver Exile, where they got exiled from your hive and you're not welcome home anymore. We're gonna do a very us versus the world style run, where we're gonna be just taking down everyone. But we're in that early game where right now we can't fight our way out of a wet paper bag, so we're just trying to get our early setup, get ourselves some backpacks. We acquired Beep first thing. But we're doing pretty good. We got ourselves about 4,000 bucks, and I only did like not even a full load of copper. We don't have to cross through Venge, do we? No, we shouldn't. Venge is past that. Can we not cross through Venge, please? We are Hiver workers. Those sky lasers are really terrifying as Hiver workers. They will absolutely murder the crap out of us very easily. I ran right into them. Hey Beep, don't fight it. Kind of the only way we... Like, I could slow it down, but, kind of the hope is you just zigzag, and a lot of times they'll miss until you can get far enough away that they lose interest in you. Oh, more. It is the bone fields after all. Obviously, if it was playing permadeath, we would not be fast-forwarding through any of this. Go for the water, if we can get into the water. Hey, help a fellow Hiver? No? No? Okay. Yeah, very genuine of us playing any type of like hardcore challenge run, permadeath, no save scumming, all that kind of stuff. We would absolutely not be fast forwarding. I would not be cutting through beak thing territory unless I really had to. There we go. Now I got a pile on. Because no matter which way this goes, I win. If all the nomads die, I just get away from it so that the beak things go about their merry way, and we steal all their stuff. If the beak things die, I just loot the beak thing's body and get a bunch of meat and leather and all that. You're gonna want to bring more in on this fight. Just saying. Because currently, that's looking very handily on the side of the beak things. Just checking one thing with the AC. Seems like it's been blasting this whole time. Yeah, got turned down. There we go. Oh, too high. There you go. Alright, so... yeah, it looks like they'll finally win towards the end here. But we're gonna go ahead and get ourselves some nice, sweet beak thing meat and leather. Alright. They seem to be doing surprisingly well with being beak things death with sticks. So the big thing with beak things is just the area of effect. That's actually one of the things that gets you in trouble is when you attack them with big numbers. You actually tend to get a lot of people effectively getting hit by what's, for all intents and purposes, like collateral damage kind of thing, that they're not even the target. Yep, yeah, no, we got beep immediately. Numero so worth it just for beep? Yeah, we're gonna go with like a Hiver run. Where's... Alright, so take all that leather. The shopkeeper cannot afford it. I bought like 2 things from you, or sold 2 things to you, man. And you're the only shopkeeper here. That's fine. Alright, then marked as dead. Because if they're dead, there's no penalty. It's not a... Oh, that's the beak thing. That's gonna be really silly here, is we want to train up our strength. Let's get to work. Gurgle, no, ah. Don't worry about it. It's only weird if you think about it. I'm really not sure what this beak thing's doing, which is why I'm staying back, because I don't... It's running around wildly, and I'm not sure what to do with that. How are you not collapsed? Even if you keep blocking or collapse momentarily from your wound getting worse. Alright, well, you know what we're gonna do? We're not gonna worry about that. That's not a me problem. That's a them problem. Let's go about our merry way. I also like how there's a group of dust bandits. Their buddy is getting wrecked by a beak thing, and like, nah, that doesn't look like it's a me problem. We're just gonna sit this one out. I'm honestly kind of impressed that bandit hasn't gone down yet. Alright. We don't really have a need to loot much more at the moment unless we see something particularly good. And the reason we grab the beak thing corpses is because that will give us... Actually, that's not giving us... Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, so that's giving us a lot of strength training. So we're getting them gains. Alright, we have friends. So drop that one. And now it's just time to go. Am I faster than them? 15 miles an hour? You are definitely way faster than I am. Are they chasing Rual or Beep, though? Looks like Rual. Because they haven't gone hostile yet. They actually... Beep? Let's change course very abruptly. Alright, and back to Plat Lagoon. But yeah, so the plan is to get our early game stuff going on here, and then I want to start recruiting some more hivers. Recruiting some more hivers. We'll have to get to the point that we have imprisonment, because that is a necessity for the ethical recruiting process. But we'll worry about that in a minute. Right now, I want to try and score some of the ninja backpacks. And try and get some skills going and all that. We're getting a bunch of our athletics. We're getting a little bit of strength here and there. This has been relatively good for us.
Take a sip. What's the worst that could happen?
Alright. Okay, who is the really big group in front of us? Starving bandits. Alright, let's go see if we can't snag one off the back. Let's use the punching dummy for a minute. Nope. Okay, new plan. Just run right through the entire mess of starving bandits and deliberately try and deposit as many as we can on the beak things. All right. Okay, I think we're faster. So all of that thing about, oh yeah, we'll just go ahead and try and catch one from the back. I wasn't expecting to see the the beak things come flying out of left field, which is always what beak things do. Because that's definitely more than we want to fight here. Do we have food? It's fine. I'm hoping we'll watch a bunch of them peel off and we'll grab whoever the last one standing is, we'll fight them. Because we have like no combat stats at all. So fighting a group like that is just an instant dirt nap. You kind of want to, for like getting the most XP out of a fight, you want them to be close fights. Hey JD, how's it going? Doing pretty good. What's the theme of this run? We're gonna be basically like Hivers against the world kind of thing. Like Hiver Exile type thing. Alright, I was hoping the leader be the one to stay on us, because I'll have the better weapon, but that's alright. Do you have mob chasing you? Yes, I do. Can I just trigger one of them? Yeah, there we go. So beat up that one, so I can gain a little bit of skill. Where is beat? There you are. Did we have stream Crabland the last run? No, I was actually gonna start the stream with that run, but like it's felt like there's been not a whole lot of progress since I stopped using the crabs. Like it's kind of one of those things where it's kind of stuck where I think the only way I wouldn't have had the problems with the crabs is if I literally let the crabs just die because they just kept eating so much. And then packed everyone in and moved them to another side of the base. It just didn't feel like a really fun way of going about it. And I kind of want to get rid of the Universal Wastelands expansion. I just really don't like modding my games very much, even those like vanilla plus kind of things. And it just added so many stuff going in there that's like, I was getting more and more like, I don't want this other stuff. I know a lot of people love their, my god, beak things, go away. I can't fight anything without a beak thing rolling in from out of nowhere. Okay, so everyone's all patched up. Alright. Yeah, no, it knocked him down, and then it went to go fight other things, but there's a group of beak things over there. They probably grabbed the big group of that. Oh yeah, no, the big things are very genuinely. So he took off some mods. Yeah, I took off the Universal Wastelands mod. I still have Reactive Worlds. Is the Universal Wastelands mod adds like new weapons and armor and a whole bunch of other stuff. It is just kind of those things that I don't want that. I miss there used to be a bunch of mods that were maintained that'd be like, okay, this mod takes the cannibal faction and expands it. This mod takes like a bunch of the ninja factions and expands it. And this mod, like, they did just one thing. And I kind of miss those mods because they could grab just the ones that take like the parts of the map that are kind of dead and add stuff to it and nothing more. But almost all of those have universally stopped being maintained as interest has moved on from Kenshi so far as like the broader modding community and everything, while everyone waits for Kenshi 2. And so all of those have got absorbed into the giant mod packs, which then, you go to build your base and there's like 50 million options for everything. I'm like, but why? It's like, it's cool if you want it, but why do I have to get the giant mod pack that has 2 billion things? I just want parts of the map to not be dead. I don't want all the other stuff. I just want the parts of the map to not be dead. Yeah, I'd like to trade with you real fast, if possible. So I can sell these hides and all that. But yeah, so I mostly just got rid of the Universal Wastelands expansion. Oh, the Tech Hunters are going to beat the Bone Dogs. It's actually the reason I'm trying to trade with this guy real fast, to ditch my inventory so I can catch the Bone Dogs. Alright, so take all of this. Go ahead and take the raw meat as well. Take all that. And I don't want what you have right now. We'll do a quick save. Oh, that's not the Tech Hunters. That's the, Actually, the Tech Hunters did lose that fight. They should win. Hey, Eunuch, how's it going? Alright, go cash in the first of the Bone Dogs. We'll run to the store real fast. We probably can snag a backpack real quick. Get the next one. Rob the downed. The downed Tech Hunters? Not yet. I don't want to piss off any of the other factions quite yet. We can't, like... We are right at the point I can win a fight with, like, a couple of starving bandits. And I mean a couple, not a full group. We're definitely not ready to start pissing off, like, Tech Hunters and everyone else. Do you really not have the ninja backpacks? Come on, man. It's kind of actually counting on that. Because I don't want the backpacks to give us all the combat penalties. I'm going to focus on the leather that's the highest value item. You can. Yeah, those are 240. We'll grab those first. One of the things... I just don't want to deal with it. There's so much stuff in these games that you very quickly are like, yeah, I just don't want to deal with it. Just... Oh, you can, Alright, so we got those. We'll sell that back. Yeah, the teeth are valuable as well. I'm mostly trying to grab into the hides as quickly as possible to cash them out before their other bone dogs eat the corpses and whatnot. But that's getting us a lot more money, so that's good news. I'd run this way entirely because I expected it to be an easy place to snag a ninja backpack, because I usually find those in tech hunter locations. So not finding it here is kind of like, oh. Alright. That's okay. We're making good money. Oh, you got a caravan right here? That works out for me. Ah, animal trader. Never mind. Alright. Should be 2 more buys down there with leather on them. That one, and then this one over here. Hey, Alanorama, how's it going? For those who don't know Alanorama, another fantastic content creator on the platform, fellow member of the Halcyon Frequency stream team. Definitely someone I recommend checking out. Plays a lot of RimWorld among other games. So, if you like RimWorld and other games, you can find it all there. Alright, so we got Beep grabbing all that. And I'm not going to nitpick the last little bit of the bodies. Cool, so we made ourselves about 16,000 total. But yeah, so definitely drop a follow over there. Definitely good times. Alright. So we can sell all this. Man, I was really counting on them having the backpacks. Like, at least one of them. And they do reset their inventory, which is fine. Because I don't think the other settlement, the one up here, I don't think they have a backpack store there. Yeah, so we got the 2 armor stores. Alright. You still got a bunch of food on your person. You're still fine there. Man, those penalties on those are so terrible. That -5 literally puts us negative in all thing. Are the goods in the shop sell random? They're like, this will be a backpack whatever shop. And every day or so it refreshes. So there's that whole thing. Now, alright, so I think for short term... So this is... It's a little on the southeast end, but it is somewhat center map. Like, don't get me wrong, it is in the southeast, but it's like, this is center map area kind of thing. I could see buying one of the buildings here in the Flat Lagoons and having that be like our hope, like where we start making our base people. You know, have them set up here, have the research table here. It'd be, you know, that's probably exactly what we could do. We got the money. So this is ours now. So while I wait for this shop to refresh to see if we can't snag ourselves a backpack, and buy just enough construction materials for the research bench. You don't sell construction materials, so I'm not going to do that. You don't have a person who sells... Who's fighting what down here? I'm willing to grab more materials. What happened to the crabs? The long story short is I was getting kind of tired of the mod pack I was using with it and all that. And just the ridiculous amount of food the crabs ate just started becoming too laborious to be fun anymore. And so I wasn't sure what I even wanted to do with it. So we did get rid of the mod pack, the Universal Wastelands expansion, and this is a new run. So the crabs are still technically, like, that run's still there. But, it got to a point it wasn't fun anymore because of the maintenance of the crabs. Like, if I wanted to walk them across the map, I'd have to spend several in-game days just, like, building up a food supply to bring to run them over, and then I'd have to be quick about it because they would eat all the food very fast. So it was just one of those things, it's like, alright, I don't even know what I want to do with this. Well, that kind of sucks that, I was really anticipating you selling the materials I need. Maybe you will. How much materials is it for a research bench? Three. Sometimes the bartenders will have it. Nope. That was kind of the plan, was to slap down a research bench. I could buy some of the books from there and research, like, imprisonment kind of stuff for the recruiting drive while I wait for the materials. But I can't actually do that. Yeah, they don't have anything. That's fine. I'm not gonna worry about... This will be just a location for dealing with stuff later. I'll go ahead and leave that there for now. And we can see about it. How long till daylight? Got a little while. I was gonna say on the south end there's a couple ruins I might have been able to grab stuff from. I think there's some ruins in this area we might be able to check out in the meantime. All right. But yeah, I know it's a common problem on the channel that I do try to avoid getting a lot of mods because generally speaking I don't enjoy mod heavy stuff. And every once in a while I'll pick up like a mod pack and something, and it's almost always I'll play it for a little while and be like, I'm not enjoying like how heavy the mods are. I very much prefer my games to be vanilla or vanilla-like, with like quality of life mods, that kind of thing. So it's just kind of one of those things that, Kenshi's always been a game where you kind of do need mods. We don't need mods, but like, it very heavily benefits from mods. It's a very janky game, so you use the mods to kind of get around a lot of stuff. Alright, we have many things. That is exactly what I was hoping you'd have. Because that should build our bench. Now grab your books. And you have a nice day, friends. Because now this has just become for whenever I go and I recruit some people for like my home team. We're gonna base them out of this little shack here for right now to get the research until they're ready to like build a base. And then we'll run them out to building somewhere center map of a base. I haven't decided where. But the game, this one is gonna be mostly focused around the away team doing away team stuff. Just Beep running around yelling Beep a whole bunch of times. Oh, good old Beep. Alright. Yeah, so the caravan over there is like, oh, they might be the construction materials caravan. Which works out. This location, I've messed with times where you do like the economy type run where you like operate a shop. This has been a really good location I found to doing that. There's lots of different factions roll through here. Alright. And they also have decent money, too. Alright. Now let's just ditch the books. We'll do a quick save here. Alright, I'm not going to worry about any of the other stuff here. So big things we would need is... Small house is a requirement for Tech 2. I'm not going to worry about having them do the research right now. What are... Okay, I'll check what they're doing, because that one was prepping their weapon. Did you update your inventory? No, you did not. So they were fighting something outside. That's fine. Basically, that means we do have a, What about tools? I know I have tools on me. I'm deliberately keeping the tools on me at the moment. Alright. Where am I going from here? That whole area is like beak thing disaster. Those are spiders disasters. Those are sky lasers disasters. Man, I was really expecting to get the black backpacks here. Let's cut back up here. Don't worry about. Oh, you know what? I think in the Shinobi Thieves or whatever. If I remember correctly, they do sell things, and they might have the backpacks. That's Czech territory. We can find those. So we can head towards, I believe it's Squin, which is right next to where we're going. Yeah, no, early game, it's not bad to carry a set of tools or two with you. Just because there's times you run to areas where you just don't have. Oh, in the Fogland cities? Yeah, I didn't have the money at the time we went to Fogland to do anything with them. There's the lone drone. Alright. Sadly, because it can't imprison or it can't do it. No, don't go that way. Alright. Yeah, so try getting back up to where we were. No, Beep, don't stop, buddy. And Beep is like, "Outie." Well, that's not what you want. So problem is the guerrilla bandits are like 40-30s. Yeah, actually 40-50s. So they actually are strong. They don't wear any really reasonable armor, so you can actually fight them a bit under those stats and do okay. Where did Beep go? Beep is in another zip code already. That's because I think Rual is slightly over encumbered. Oh right, because you're carrying all the leather and all that. Alright, just fight
Take
it.
a sip. What's the worst that could happen?
Just be done with it, knock him down. He's not getting away. Give me my toughness. I'm surprised that canceled. He was going to steal my sword, and I was like, no. But it canceled out because I had him stop playing dead. Yeah, people like, forget this, I'm out. Yep. Meanwhile, Rual's not getting up anytime soon. So the run continues, but now slower. Alright. I'm surprised that actually worked. He was looting the body, and he almost certainly would have taken our sword from us, which would have upset me greatly. But I went to get up basically just to fight. Oh, come on. You know what? Fight it. They'll just steal our food. It's the only way we're gonna get better at fighting is to fight. We only have 4 of them, so Beep actually might be able to stand a chance here, because Beep has a much better weapon, even though they technically beat Beep in stats. Nope. So it should take just the prepared food. And apparently the meat. I actually don't care about the meat. The important thing is that they don't steal our weapons, because there are enemies that'll do that, especially like the slavers, and that'll do that to you, is they'll knock you down, they'll take their weapons, and if they don't have inventory space, they'll chuck your weapons on the ground. And it can be one of those things that you'll just never find your weapon. Oh, you already bandaged? Oh, right, because you're not unconscious, you're just knocked down. Okay, carry on. You have a good time, nomads. I'm just gonna keep going this way, alright? How close is that fight? Alright, we'll circle back. The nomads got this. Good job, team. Real proud of you. Are we just gonna have this... okay. I was like, we're just gonna have this awkward standoff where this beak thing is just staring you down while you all bandage up? Come on, beak. Score the decisive victory. Alright. Alright, well, that's all I can carry, so that's all we're gonna carry. Oh, hey, you probably have a person I could trade with here? Assuming they didn't get knocked down and or killed. You do! You probably won't trade me because you do animals, but... So what do you have? Yeah, so they won't buy from me. I can buy from them, but not the other way around. That's fine. Alright. Yeah, so we secured ourselves a location down there for later. For whenever we go to get people researching, we'll have someone who just lives at the desk and researches. In the meantime, Beep is all roughed up. Rual is way more roughed up. It's probably okay. But this is where Beep starts to pull ahead of Rual as far as stats. Is going to be just running around, carrying Rual around, gaining a bunch of strength to get ahead. What's going on though? It feels like no matter what I'm doing, the AC is just blasting full force. And usually I like it cool, but it's also those things that like feels like it keeps adjusting itself. Alright. So get Beep going over here. Because what I want to do is I want to, fairly early game, get imprisonment. And use that as our means of increasing the number of recruits we have, because I want to go and get the Hiver drones. So we're not going to do the cheesy thing of sneaking up and then snagging one of the Southern Tribe soldiers and just building our group out with them, where you instantly get people who have like 50-50 stats and all that. I just want to get like regular Hiver people and build them up. But I want to get a group of probably 7, maybe, for like the main fighting force, somewhere in that area, like 7 or 8. And then we'll have like a home base that we'll start out with just a couple of them, but eventually they'll have like we'll build out like an actual base kind of thing. But the idea is we're going to try and keep the away team doing stuff most of the time, except for when they need, run home and lick their wounds kind of thing. Alright, so the swamp can be a little rough. We're just cutting the corner, so... The reason it's rough, there's like 2 or 3 different groups of ninjas who will go through here who will attack you, and then there's blood spiders. And blood spiders are a bad time. They KO you really easily, and when they KO you, then they eat you. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Because the whole blood spider mechanic is they basically bleed you real hard, so they don't actually do that much limb damage or anything compared to a lot of other stuff. But if at any point your blood goes to 0, your character passes out and has to recover. Alright. Still decided where I want to actually put a base when it comes to time for base. Like I said, I do want it somewhere center-ish map, and I can't do Venge. With Hiver workers, that laser will absolutely murder us. But the Deadlands, if we get hydroponics, becomes an option, so it can't be an early game base, but that could be a late game base. The swamp is a nightmare. Skinner's Roam, I don't remember what the resources are there. I imagine it's, like, fertility-wise and water-wise, it's probably crap. Iron Valley's useless. I've tried to set up there before and runs past. There's no stone. There's, like, 2 or 3 places that have iron and a tiny bit of copper. There's no water, there's no fertility. I think there's no wind. So it's one of those ones you go to that's like, these plateaus are very defensible. What else does this place have? Look, it's very defensible. That's the only thing you've got going for it. There is no other nice thing. That's the entire list of good things about that place. You can also build, there's a plateau right there. That's not a terrible place to build. I wonder how Skinner's Roam is. I imagine it's probably not great, but it's very flat. I imagine the plants are probably crap in it. No idea what the iron and stone situation is. The iron's the one I care about more. Stone's just for the initial base building. You doing a hive run? Yes, that's the intent. Alright, so we're gonna pop in here real fast. Sell the leather. Could do the Deadlands? Yeah, but we'll need hydroponics to do Deadlands. And hydroponics are late game. Because otherwise we can't grow stuff there. Deadlands also has the pain point of the fact that, sorry, I'm trying to, there we go. Has the pain point of the power. There's no reliable wind there. So you do have to grow hemp to make fuel or do regular fuel deliveries. Alright, so Rual's gonna need to sleep for a little while. But yeah, so Deadlands could be like an end game base. But I would need something before we do Deadlands. Deadlands is also, there's only a couple places you can get stone in Deadlands. Like, I have based in Deadlands. There's a spot down here that there's stone. There's like a teeny tiny spot, I think it's around here. I think there's one up there. But you can do it. If you really want a hardcore base, we're not doing it, but the Sonorous Dark, you can actually build a base there and have it reasonably successful, but you gotta be ready to have all of your harpooners trained and ready to rock and roll and a major fighting force to get your foot down there. Just the same, like, you can actually make a really good base in Gut. Is around here somewhere there's a really good spot. There's also a peninsula here somewhere you can build a really good base on. But it is an awful place with just beak things everywhere. So you can definitely get to the point with the beak things and all that where you can handle them. But trying to get that initial wall up around your base and getting your harpoons up and everything to be able to ward off the beak things is really rough. You want to be... So, we could take a look at Skinner's Roam, because I genuinely just don't know the situation there. You had a base in Gut once. Watching the UC taxman get eaten by beak things is fun. Oh yeah, that's the base I have down here in Deadlands. I think it was the black ninjas or whatever they are. The that group of ninjas. I would have them show up. And as long as you didn't get too close to the gate where they did their whole event where they're like, hey, we're attacking, yada, 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 and then attack, you could just stand back and like watch them just burn in the acid rain, and you just watch them all collapse after a while. It's like, yep, that feels fine. And if Holy Nation attacks you, they have like no real acid rain resistance. So you just watch the Holy Nation go out there and just melt. And you're like, yep, this feels good. So it's like one of the things that even though Deadlands is one of the most awful places to build so far as dealing with the environment, it's also one of the areas that so many of your potential enemies, they won't attack you, or if they do, you just kind of like close the door and go, yeah, no, it's fine. Put some harpoons up there, almost no one's going to get in. Burning Forest is awful and full of spiders. Yeah, I have no idea about Skinner's Roam. I've never done it. I've built bases. Where was the spot? Somewhere around here in Oakland. Like there was I think the farm up there, and there's somewhere around here in Oakland's Pride. I built bases not friendly with the Holy Nation and just went to war. I've done that before. I kind of want to choose like a really defensible base location so I don't have to babysit it. All right, come on. Oh, I got the wrong person. I bet it's fine. Okay, so both of you have your food still? Yep. Good on you. Alright, so. Trying to think of where I should start targeting to train. Oh yeah, we're gonna go to Squin to check for the ninja backpack. Because Squin has a Shinobi Thieves place, if I remember. It's either Squin or one of those cities has the Shinobi Thieves Tower, and I think they'll sell the backpacks I'm looking for. Just so I have some kind of carry capacity for when I go to dive into some ruins, I can actually bring some goodies out. Probably also try and get Beep something better than shoddy rag clothes. Another interesting place is if you build in the unwanted zone down there. That's another one you have to set up pretty good defenses for, but you'll never need food. that and gut, you'll never need food. If you have anyone who is doing the forage animals, because of how many animals you're going to be killing to just try and hold your own, you're just going to have meat for days. All right. So one thing we could potentially do is try and get some... Oh, I should have added those things to research, but it's fine. Let's see. Nope, nope. Bar. Okay, there's your shop. Let's talk backpacks, friend. Sweet. Small thieves bag. So we got the bigger one. Honestly, -2 to combat skills, I will actually take the bigger one. Because I just don't want like the attack speed penalty. So sweet. So we just got ourselves 2 actually decent sized bags. So now like I've got a proper inventory and all that. That's what we wanted. Sweet. So that puts us in a good spot for being able to go and get things. Is there anything else I want to try and get from you? Probably not. So let's see. Let's check real fast in... If I can get there in time, your armor shop. And see if we can't get Beep some light armor. Beep's not going to be able to use anything like medium or heavy yet. Did the pawns get stronger in any of the half hour? Yeah. The whole time you're playing, your characters are usually getting stronger. It may not be stronger in what you want them to get stronger in. But they're always getting stronger. Oh. What? That that is all heavier than I'm really looking to do. That's fine. That's an improvement over what you have. I'm mostly looking for stuff. Okay, that'll be fine. Because that's stuff that doesn't give me any kind of penalty. Rual should also probably look at what you got. Okay, so we have the ninja one that actually gives me a bunch of stats. And then the pants only give me stealth. So we can go ahead and ditch the pants. And get the drifter stuff. Now this, what it actually gives me stats-wise, it gives me a decent amount of resistance. It covers stomach, chest, arms, and all that. That covers more of the stomach. No, they both cover the same amount of stomach. I think we're happy with the ninja robe things. Okay, so I improved the pants. We got beep some armor. Bandages. We should be pretty good on bandages. No, I could use a little bit more. Oh, they don't sell bandages. That's fine. I believe the bar will. Does it cover head, shoulders, knees, and toes? Sadly, no. That is one of the dangers we'll run into the whole run is protecting the hivers' heads. There's just not a lot of opportunity to give them proper defenses there. Okay, you just have food. But that is a big win. We now have ourselves proper backpacks for carrying stuff. So now it's actually worth seeing if we can't find any place that's got goodies to be taken. No, the art shop. Yeah, the problem is I'm expecting these all to close any second now. Yes, it wasn't this one, it was the traveling one, the tech hunter one. Over here. I was just curious because sometimes the bars will sell stuff. Like, bars sometimes become effectively the general store in some towns. What do you have? Like, you'll have our construction materials, but sometimes we'll have other goodies. We got repair kits and all that. We got some small bandages, so grab one more of those. Oh, we can go ahead and start tossing this in here. Because we put our food in this bag. Like, if you put your food in your bag, you'll share it when it's needed. Where'd those bandages go? I just had them a second ago. Alright. And we don't have the money for it, but it would be worth us getting some sleeping bags. Alright, in the meantime, I need to find some place we can ransack for some goodies. They had construction materials and all that up there. And potentially make my way over there. And if we can get enough money from some of that, we can buy a location in the hub to make a second research table. We also need to find starving bandits to fight. Or other. We can also, like, try and see if we can't pick off a dust bandit or two to train up on. You're so bad at pathing. Let's start heading towards the Dust Bandit Tower. And whether it's Hungry Bandits or Dust Bandits, like I said, try to pull one or two aside, fight them, knock him down, get some training. When that's done, you know, try to find the next set, knock one or two of them down. Until we can start fighting them more on an even playing field. Oh, that pathing. You will always and forever be terrible. Just imagine a mod that actually fixed Kenshi pathing. Most downloaded mod ever in seconds. Tech Hunter? Yeah. Yeah, so I ransacked that. Do you have Scar's pathfinding fix mod? I do not. Does it work well? Because if it does work well, I will grab a pathfinding fix mod in seconds. I can do this while they're doing that. It's an improvement, but not perfect. Gotcha. Oh yeah, no, that's the thing. Stuff like that, adding those, you can do that mid-run and that's not a problem. The big thing you run into problems with mods is removing mods mid-game. Or if you're doing something like adding a mod that adds like new factions or new towns, like that'll break stuff. But like quality of life stuff usually won't break, you know, break an in-progress run. Okay, so we got a group of Dust Bandits over here. So what we're gonna do is duck off to the side. New run. Oh. I didn't catch it looking at it like that. Alright. So, here's the plan. It's probably not going to go that well. Oh yeah, it's definitely not going to go well. Rual is going to attempt to knock out one of them. Meanwhile, Beep, you hold your position here. Oh, that doesn't remove staying close to Rual. It's so weird, some of those choices that it makes. Actually, we're not going to try it that way. Alright, what we're going to try doing instead is unprovoked attack the bowman in the back. That'll actually work. They're just using the way the AI works to draw away one by themselves. This guy's got solid stats advantage on us. The only thing we have is a little bit of an equipment advantage, and that there's two of us. Come on. He is handily winning. But that was the reason we wanted to pull just one aside. What are you doing, Beep? Yeah, actually scored some hits there. Hey, Insane Spork, how's it going? Alright, Beep, back off for just a second. Patch yourself up. And then get back into it. I think not. Do not loot the dead. That's like the whole thing about, you know, you get the good sword given to you at the beginning with the start. It's just like, but everyone will steal from you, so you either have to like save scum your way to protecting it, or just play it super safe and only grab like hungry bandits or people who won't take it. That's fine. I need Rual to get up soon so that he can start bandaging himself before that injury gets much worse. But yeah, we're getting a lot of stats out of this one. Best sword in the game, immediately used against you. Not even the best sword. Like, that's the thing. They're like, it's a legendary sword. It's like, it's an edge type 1. Like, don't get me wrong, an edge type 1's not bad at all. Like, not upset about it. But also, it's an edge type 1. Legendary is a bit of a strong word for an edge type 1. Block and help. Block can help keep them up, but they will not fight back. What? Why are you... Stop. Medic. I told you to do it like 3 times. You're bleeding out on me, friend. I need you to deal with that first. Yeah, block means 0 attack, only defense. Yeah. I found taunt with block to be kind of hit and miss. That sometimes they'll obey the taunt and sometimes they won't. I don't know if there's like some stat that plays into that. Well, time to go. Because people get back up here in a minute on their own. And we're struggling to fight the one, and we had all of the friends showed up. Yeah, it's one of those ones that you just have yourself a good time, okay, friend? Are they also attacking me? Yes. Alright. Beep's gonna be up in just a little bit longer. So I'm hoping they will go left, and then we can just run in and start patching Beep up. Nope, they're coming this way. There's not really a good place for me to cut back across, is there? No, not really. Alright, we're also gonna try and run by real quick. And luckily they friendly fired with their crossbow. You can steal anything from Beep I care about, right? No, you just stole Beep's food. Alright. But that's fine. We gained a bunch of stats for that. Beep is up to 11 defense, decent amount of attack. So that was worth doing, even though he got beaten the crap out of. That's going to be pretty standard. Basically, the longer I can stay in a fight without going down, the better it's going to be for our stat recovery. Or, sorry, for our stat gains. Or if I go down, that I can get back up and it's safe for me to, like, keep fighting. Alright. So now we need to run back and get ourselves patched back up. Oh, come on. I was gonna go this way because then we can, sleep on the free beds there. And recover way faster than if I just stand out here waiting. Alright. Gaining a ton of athletic skill. Strength still climbing. We're at about 5 if we weren't injured. Yeah, I need to buy another thing of food for Beep. But that's fine. We spent a bunch of money, we got a bunch of good stuff. Those backpacks are going to be huge for us over time. We just need to be able to, you know, have enough fighting capability that we don't instantly fall down in every fight. You're probably using a saber? No, you're using a katana. Yeah, already... Oh, what are you getting the plus? Okay, so it's your Drifter's leather jacket's giving you the plus defense. That's fine. So you can go right back to sleep in their beds. And do that until we're a little bit more recovered. And then we can do it again. Yeah, because they have to do that, otherwise you just get knocked down instantly. And that's not necessarily the worst way to gain toughness, because getting back up mid-fight is one of the ways to gain the most toughness all at once. Starving bandits. That's fine, I'm not going to worry about it. Alright. You can't remember, doesn't it tell you like what % sleeping bonus or healing bonus you get from that? Slower hunger rate while you're sleeping. In the past, pretending dead was helped toughness a lot. So I don't remember pretending dead to help toughness. It was getting back after being knocked down that gave you toughness. So you kind of wanted to avoid pretending to be dead, because that meant you could get up and get that little punch. Like, and it was something significant. Like when you're in your earlier levels of toughness, you get back up and it just suddenly you gain like a point, like a whole level and a half of toughness all at once. There's a reason why we're sitting on like 14 and 16 toughness already, and none of the stats are even in the 10s for the most part. Just the occasional time getting back up mid-fight. Oh yeah, no, if you keep getting back up again and again and again in a fight where you do like little, like, so that's one of the things. If you have a fight where they're only doing 1 or 2 hit points of damage at a time, so they knock you down at -1, you collapse and you get right back up, you get that bunch of toughness, and then they knock you down a second time for that 1 point of damage, and you get back up, and you get the idea. You could get, 10 points of toughness in the early game, all from one encounter if you played it right. But you had to pick something that did very little damage, and usually it had to do blunt damage as well, so it wouldn't cause bleeds. Which wasn't even like cheesing stats. Like you would be fighting the fight legitimately and just gaining all the stats. Versus like the cheesy thing about putting skeletons in skeleton beds with hostiles nearby and just leaving them there for extended stay while all the enemies hit them, and they gain a ton of dodge if you disarmed them, and just like leave them in the skeleton bed. The bed will keep them from ever dying, and they'll just max out their toughness in no time, and then also get absurdly high dodge. Because fighting unarmed, fighting being very relative in that particular statement, sleeping in a bed with someone punching you is considered fighting unarmed for this purpose. That's good enough. You gain dodge just for doing it. Alright. Man, all your stuff is basically worthless. Oh, that's 150 bucks. All right, so let's have you grab. We've got 800 bucks. You'll grab a meat wrap. And if you got a bandage, I'll grab one more bandage. Yeah, we can grab extra. Okay, so we are broke again, but we've got ourselves some food once more. We're all patched up. And it's time to just not learn our lesson and run right back down there, because I need to gain stats, and the way I'm going to gain stats is by getting into fights again and again. And kind of on the level of difficulty of enemies, you pretty much got the starving bandits are like the weakest. Cannibals and fogmen are kind of in that same range, slightly stronger than the hungry bandits, but then there's the danger of they knock you down and then they eat you. And then after that you get stuff like dust bandits, and some like the very weakest of the ninja groups will be in there. So the dust bandits aren't a particularly bad choice of target to fight. But I do have to, grab them one at a time kind of thing, so we get a little bit more stats. Alright. Why are you so bad at pathing? Now, one of the other alternatives, like, you could sit there and just build your base, build training dummies, and have people whack at a training dummy till they got like 10, 20, or whatever stats. There's also cheesy ways where you can get to training dummies that you're not supposed to use because the people don't like it, but there's ways you can get around it where either they can't see you, so you can just work on the training dummy for a little while, or ways to get rid of the people. Alright, so there's another group of the Dust Bandits. But if I go right into them now, we'll pull the whole group. So I'm going to have to figure out how I can finagle them to be separate. Alright, let's see which way they go. We can pull one of the people off the back. I'd like to ideally get one of the ones that have the crossbows. Because we can get them to chase me. That works out really well, because then they suck in short range. Alright. So you think misunderstood pretending to be dead was giving ridiculous amounts of toughness XP? I think it was a bug. Yeah, no, I caught what you're saying with that. I was saying I haven't seen that still be a thing. It was getting up that was the thing that gave lots of toughness. Like when you got down, you got back up while in a fight that you would give absolutely absurdly high toughness from that for a long time. Like that's still a thing now in the game. That if you get knocked down in a fight and you can get back up, you'll get a lot of toughness for it. So, where if you remember, the last fight one-on-one, we got absolutely rocked. This time, we're mostly rocking him. I'm not sure if we'll win in the long run or not. Kind of depends on what parts we end up hitting. But we built up enough defense that we don't just get clobbered right away. But that's kind of how fast this thing can turn around, where you get a nice balanced fight. You get time to like put in some real hits and all that to gain some stats. Well, that's not what you want. With the Tech Hunter, we might be able to make it through this. Because the Tech Hunter will probably do alright. Yeah, the Tech Hunter's 60-something, so whatever. Where are you all going? Who's the new group showing up? Holy Nation Outlaws. Alright. That mostly works out because it's splitting them up, so at least I'm not fighting, you know, a ton at the same time. It'll be Beat fighting one, Rual fighting another, until either one of them goes down or their target goes down. So one more solid hit on this guy, and he's down. So I'm gonna immediately take his weapon. Put that in your bag. It's actually worth a little, like, for what we can afford, that's worth some money. The helmet in that, not really. Yep, so Rual's over 10 in attack, and Beep is over 10 in defense. So we're getting there. All right. Okay, so this is going pretty well, considering there's the Tech Hunter doing all that stuff over there, but we're fighting the fights that have come our way and holding up well enough. I'll take that as well. Take this as well for the value it has. Okay, so we'll go ahead and grab you. And you. What's your penalties, by the way? Are you worth us using? Minor penalty to athletics I don't care about. And way better cut resistance and all that. That's a shoddy grade. Still worth some money, honestly. Yeah, so we've seen our standard quality we'll toss down. We're getting patched up real fast before I worry about the next fight. More dust bandits rolling in. Alright. Did the tech hunter get beat up by the bandits? I don't see the tech hunter downed. I think the tech hunter is over here fighting somewhere else. I actually don't see where the tech hunter ran off to. No idea. I don't see an unconscious tech hunter laying around here anywhere. Yeah, if we did, the tech hunter would definitely be an upgrade equipment-wise. He beat up his 5 and walked away. Sounds about right. He was like, I did my job. I already helped you. You're on your own from here. All right. One more good hit and you're down. Okay, so we can grab that. Surprisingly, your weapons aren't worth anything, really. Patch you up real fast, patch your other person up real fast. Oh, he's glitched down the terrain because the person pushed him too far up the hill. So it'll go till like one of the two of them goes down and then he'll probably roll down the hill. Oh, I'll worry about the other ones. Alright. Let's loot you real fast. Just grab what we can. Yes, unfortunately, Rual's badly slowed down from the leg injury. That's no surprise to anyone. And you're playing dead, so you can get upset when I go to pick you up. Nicely done. You got a standard quality chest piece. I don't think we want that. Alright. So we got you knocked down. I have no idea where the last one of the crossbow went, but that's okay. So this definitely is going to have been a lucrative fight. And it's all junk. Yes, Beep wins. Beep is the strongest warrior. Absolutely, Beep. Don't let any of the long-term evidence say otherwise to you. Alright. Yep, that's the whole thing. We got a bunch of goodies. Let's get back. All Beep's enemies will be destroyed. Beep is the strongest now. There will be changes. Beep, never change. Yep, we are already on our way back to town. The big thing is Rual's legs hurt real bad. That's okay. Eventually that gross fleshy leg will pop off and we'll get ourselves a better mechanical leg. None of that weak, frail, biological legs. Gross. Those sweat. And they grow hair. No one wants that. Yep, no, that's the whole thing. It's like the early game, just getting in those fights. Like right now, you can see we got penalties due to like injuries and weather and all that. But we got a bunch of toughness. We got a bunch of other stats out there. Beep is just climbing up there in the stats because like right now we're seeing like a huge weather penalty. Plus being over encumbered isn't helping us at all, but that's fine. Yep, that happens. All right. You need 100 martial arts, Beep. Martial arts in this game is extremely powerful. It takes a while to level, and you will break any non-mechanical limb doing it. But it is such a meme in the game when you just run up and you start punching people's arms off. It's just like, what? There is a lot of wind up to get there. Different 100 weapon skill with Matao is also ridiculous. Oh yeah, especially like the heavy weapons, where they just do like the wind-up swing and you see like 5 people pop back and like arms go flying everywhere. There's a reason why so many people who make content, you'll end up seeing those kind of things. You can't afford it. How dare you? Do you know who I am? No one that matters. That's who. That's fine. So let's go right here. Oh yeah, I had to rebuild you on your... Okay. It's fine. Oh yeah, no, that's very genuinely in that particular one as well. the people we were fighting were like 40-30 on stats or whatever it was. But yeah, no, it's very genuinely getting your martial arts up to like the 50s and 60s and 70s, and then getting like a good mechanical arm or whatever, you will absolutely trash people. Alright, so basically getting yourself another like safe house kind of thing that we will pop in here and add a research bench to. Alright. Because it doesn't cost much to do that. Sadly, they have no more materials for us. But it'll let us start getting our research going in the meantime. So honestly, Rual's not in that bad a shape. It's just that leg. And pop in here and sleep. Pop in there and sleep. But then what we could do is I could start putting locations like that where we could chuck a couple of beds in there, a research bench that we could drop books into, and research as things go along. None of it's like a high priority, so I'm just kind of popping in and doing that as we run around. Because until we're strong enough to win most of our fights, we don't want to be carrying extra food if we don't have to. Because a lot of people will steal our food. Will we be assimilating the entire town? Probably not. That is a run you'll see people do a lot, is they'll repair all of these buildings. But one of the unfortunate downsides, unless you mod, is that you can never add more power to the city, which means it greatly limits what you can build here. And that's a deliberate decision they had for the game to kind of force you to make a base that can be attacked and all that versus hanging in the safety of the walls. Is that a handful of hungry bandits out there? No, Holy Nation Outlaws. That's fine. Alright. We can go back over towards the Dust Bandits again. Keep trading. Assimilate everything to our own uniqueness. I mean, the intention is to actually unmake the world. We are going to like continue to grow and expand, and all who get in our way shall be defeated. Eventually. These Ruals getting positive stats now? Yep. The Kapla from, like, I understand it's like the Klingon thing, but the whole little guardsman and just the one lady yelling that constantly was just a whole thing. Alright. Yeah, I figure we sit there and we grind against the Dust Bandit and Starving Bandits till we can handle them pretty well. And then we will make the Dust Bandits our first target, because their main leader, I want to say, is like 35, 40s or something like that with stats, or just one of them. And then everyone else is, like you saw, like kind of in the upper teens and all that. Alright. I don't know what this track is, but I'm ready to be on to the next track. Okay. Is those tracks like, what is this? I'm just not engaging. Because it's also those things you want to see how the person reacts to it, because, you know, it could be one of those things that, like, they're totally fine with it. It could be some of those things that they're not fine with it, so you kind of want to go by, like, the cue of the individual. That they're clearly not on board with it. It's like, hey, let's not do that kind of thing. That it's just... Alright, well, I want to fight more of you. I'm not ready to kick your door in. If the leader guy comes out, he's gonna kick the crap out of me. You can fight people a bit stronger than you, but 40-40 something versus 2, we're just into the 10s. Not gonna work out in my favor, because that's the Dust Bandits' main building. I'm expecting to pick a fight with one of their groups out here. We don't know our camp is nearby. Alright. Guess start running that way. And who do we have over there? Why can I not select you? Tech Hunter. Alright. Tech Hunter is not something you want to mess with right now. Come on, Dust Bandits. Or Starving Bandits. A bone dog up here, is it just by itself? So if a singular bone dog, I can probably handle that now. Bone dogs can be rough though. Because they attack really fast, they can just stun lock you sometimes. You can actually leave it alone, because it also can eat us after it wins. Alright. Yeah, there's the ruined building. Okay, that early game training. I also feel like if I were to do a permadeath run of this, or like a commitment mode, whatever you want to call it, I would almost instinctively go directly into like just as many of my people having crossbows as possible, because that would be the only way you could reasonably do a lot of it safely. Because with enough crossbows, the crossbows have a pretty strong bleeding effect on people. So you could slap someone with a bunch of crossbows, even if you're not doing that much damage through their armor, you can KO them by blood loss. You know, and just do that kind of thing. Where are all the enemies? I mean, that's another one of the... It's one of the ninja towers over there. Yeah, green is a great recruit for crossbows. Yep. Or for farming. Okay, who do we got up here? Oh, they're not hostile to me. Okay, so got a group of dust bandits. Same plan as last time. We'll hang back here for a moment. And we'll draw one of them back. Rough them up. Patch yourselves up. And work through until we're able to handle them like as groups. All right. Yep, so we're slowly working through it. Blue screen of death? That's not fun. Beep is the best recruit ever. Beep is amazing. Alright. Now we're truly, like, hitting from, like, both sides that Dust Bandit just getting shoved around. Nope, never mind. Alright, so give me that. And those are poor quality. We're not gonna worry about the rest. Let's see. I love how you can, when you have some skeletons and man-turds, you can just build a straight wall outside your base, facing your gate, and have the skeletons man the turrets facing the gate and destroy the ramp up. Yep. Because otherwise it's one of those things that, like, for base defense, with how fast they can peel through your gate, it's really hard to have, like, a properly defendable base. So we lost the rest of them wherever they went to. Because they just, like, peel through the gate in a matter of seconds, and then rush your people on the turrets. And because the raids usually have enough people, it's not like you can really prevent it too much. Tower defense, base life, yep. But yeah, you can only do it with the skeletons. I think with the hybrids you can actually put the, or I think you can actually put, like, a food barrel close enough that they can eat from the barrel even though they're up on the wall, kind of thing. It's kind of tricky to make that work, though. Well, I have no idea where the rest of them went. That's fine. We'll run back up there, see if we cross paths with them again. They're just kind of patrolling around their territory. And eventually we'll be able to just run up to a group of them and be like, we're gonna fight and win. Someone's attacking them? A lone starving bandit is attempting to raid the Dust Bandit's base. I think I am staying out of that. Considering you can hear their crossbows firing already. I don't even think they could get through the gate before these crossbows manage to land a hit that finishes them off. Yeah, so that's an eventual target there, is that's a guy in charge of the Dust Bandits. On another playthrough I've been working on kind of stuff for a video, I actually had him run straight out to my group. I'm like, okay, I'll take you by yourself. Alright, so let's take our chances. So you're what? Like 4 and 6? Alright, so we're just gonna unprovoked attack the one in the back there. They don't care about any of their equipment, it's all junk. That's more attack skill. I don't even know if we can get defense because we're just destroying this person. Alright. Okay, where did your friends get away to? There they are. Alright, let's have you grab that one, Beep grab the other. Okay, so it looks like we're gonna have a proper fight. Now granted, we should be in pretty good shape to fight this. The leader is about the same skill level as... You went down in like 1 second. Why did you go down in like 1 second? Very clear that they've already come out of a fight that they didn't do particularly well in. I was going to say, their leader had similar stats to us with their equipment, and then we knocked him down in just 1 hit. And the rest are weaker than we are now. Alright. That said, they do have numbers. Okay, and just like that, they're all dispatched. Check, because we've been knocked out by a couple of people. I was just seeing if they were, you know, walking around with any of our food on them. Probably not. Yep. But I mean, that's the idea, is why we're fighting out here. Each fight we get a little bit stronger, a little bit stronger, a little bit more capable of fighting out groups. Oh, I thought I saw people. It's fine. Why are numbers in the red? So, like, the speed, we're in the red because we have leg injuries, so it's penalizing our ability. Most of these will also be because of injuries. We're not getting the full stats while we're injured. It can also be if I'm carrying too much is the reason, like, some of our stuff, like we have a minus penalty because we're using katana, and the katana penalizes your defense and gives you a little bit more attack. So it's basically saying I effectively have 6 attack, but outside of weather penalties and equipment penalties, I would normally have like an extra 7 points. Oh yeah, Beep's defense is getting up there. Alright, looks like there's some fighting going on outside. Got a handful of... Oh. The Dust Bandit King is out there. Alright, let's not pick a fight with him, but let's see if we can't get one of his guards to come after me. It's a terrible idea. Okay, he's not engaging, he's just running away. You willing to chase me by chance? Follow me, friend. Yeah, I'm playing a Dane. Let's leave him alone. Because the problem is he's got all those guns up there, as you can see from the fact that Hungry Bandit got their leg blasted off by the harpoons up there. Yeah, so they're not taking the bait. That's fine. I was hoping to get the targets. It's just the problem is all of these people up here with the crossbows, if they get closer, you get slapped for like shot after shot for like 8 to 15 damage, all that. When he was out there, it's like, okay, I stand very little chance against someone that strong. But it was also... Oh, they're slave traders. I'm definitely down to attack the slave traders when we're strong enough to handle them. They do have a tendency to group up. Just trying to find targets. On the plus side, it's giving me a little bit of time to heal up between fights. How am I doing on food, by the way? Because we didn't pack much. We're fine. Okay, we got 2 people over here. Alright, so we got a pair of Dust Bandits. Let's just go right after them. We're not going to try and split them up. We're going to try and we're going to try and like 2v2. See if that can work now, because we're gaining some stats. They do have more stats on us still. Because like Rual, for example, is an 8-6 and Beep is a 6-12. Or they'll split up anyways. Okay. I was actually intending... Why can't I see your... There you go. I was actually going to fight them 2v2, but yeah. Usually keep slaver friendly until I could knock out that Gutters NPC and drop him a slave shot and buy him until Beak Things love me. Oh. Yeah, it's weird that you can actually become friends with the beak things by just having like a random NPC that you can be like, here, let me do nice things for you. All right. Big things as pets, only with mods. Dev left in the game for that, pretty sure. That'd be kind of dope. Yep. No, the NPC is absolutely vanilla. I'm aware. It's kind of those weird things that you look at that though, it's like, but you know, why would it make sense for us to become friends with this person so all the big things are just magically cool with us? Which is fine, like whatever. Like it doesn't bother me at all, because it's one of those things that you gotta grind for like to be able to do anything with it. Alright, I got another one over this way. With Table Beasties, you could recruit any pet you put on a poll. Yeah. Like the mods let you do anything. For me personally, I've mentioned a number of times, I just don't get into like doing the heavily modded runs. Like, how many times have we done a run that uses a mod pack that I bailed out because I quickly am like, I'm really not liking all the things that changed. And I'm glad those mods exist, for the record. Like, I don't think it's a bad thing that they exist or anything. It's just not my preference of playing. And so, like, a lot of times when it comes to a mod pack, I'll play a mod pack for just a little while and then quickly be like, cool, I did some of the stuff, but I kind of don't want this. I mean, a big part of it is they just do way more than I want. Is usually the way it works. It's like I'll have something I want from the mod pack that I can't get separately, and then it just comes with everything. Renner says mods are very hit and miss in their scope. Yeah, no, I've mentioned this a lot of times. I miss there used to be a ton of mods that were like Cannibals Expanded, you know, minor factions expanded, that the gist of it was, what does this do? It adds like, it takes this one group and it expands their area. Like the minor faction takes a bunch of like the ninjas that have just like the one tower and it gives them a little bit more. And for the most part, while they did add a couple like pieces of equipment that are unique to each faction, they were relatively tame. But most of those mod packs have all since had like, the people maintaining them have dropped them over the years. You know, we're all waiting on Kenshi 2, that kind of thing. And as a result, they've all been incorporated into mod packs, and they just haven't been updated for ages. But as a result of that, now if you want to get them where they work with any of like the quality of life stuff, nope, we don't want to go this way. We're pretty beat up, and that is a lot of dust bandits. But, as a result, if you want those to work with any of the quality of life mods and all that, you have to get the mod pack. And you just don't want to. You love the Genesis mod pack? Yeah, I was playing that before. I don't like a lot of the decisions they made in that mod pack. Like, there's a lot of cool stuff. Like, I really like the way they added the new cities and expanded and added new locations. That part I really like. But, they did stuff like they went through some of the enemies and they said, okay, this enemy, you should never be allowed to get hit by this enemy. So, like, for example, Leviathan, I think I think the dev on their Discord said that he increased the Leviathan's blunt damage by 100 times. So if you get hit by it, that's just it. Like, that's just the way it works. You just get hit by it, and that's the end of it. And it's like, it's realistic. It's like, that's fine. It's not fun. And so it felt like a lot of the decisions, like, alright, so what you're telling me is I need to crossbow cheese. Or, like, break AI cheese, or that kind of thing. Like, in a straight up fight, there's not a way to juggle this. I have to cheese this thing. Okay. I don't agree with that choice. Oh, can I change those settings? No. Okay. So I actually did the Genesis mod pack, and there's lots of cool stuff in it, but the load times, and then, you know, some of those decisions are like, man, I can't get on board with that. And don't get me wrong, like those rebalancing kind of changes make sense for a mod pack to do, like the sweeping thing. But it's one of those things where, like, I kind of wish you had just the towns as a separate mod pack that I could grab, but it's just they're not. They're just part of Genesis. So it's all or nothing. So we had a Genesis run. I'm like, I can't, like, this isn't fun for me, so I'm not going to continue that one. Which is when we went to the Universal Wastelands, which it was fine. Like, that one didn't have nearly as sweeping stuff going on. But it was still more changes than I wanted, so eventually it kind of turned me off to it. I prefer my games vanilla. Vanilla with quality of life. That's what I want. I want all those mod packs and all that to be available for those who want it. But, like, the more a game gets modded, the more things I find I don't like. Alright, so we're going to run back, do another sale of items. And at that point, we're going to do our midstream pull. For those who don't know what's going on with this, typically the way I do my streams is I do stream for 9 hours a night, so about halfway through the stream, I will do a pull, and basically halfway through, we switch games that we play. So, like, if I start with Kenshi, I'll have, you know, something else later in the stream and all that. But for all those who, you know, they've got Beep tattooed to their inner thigh, and, you know, Agnew tattooed across, like, a full spread of their back and all that, don't worry, Kenshi will be coming back and all that good stuff. But it is a thing I do where I mix the games partway through stream. That way, if I ever play a game that isn't, like, really someone's jam, it's like, alright, well, I could just hang out for a little while and it'll change. Just the same is, if there's a game you're really jiving for, there's a good chance it can happen on the second half. Because also those things, I can't really ask for people's feedback for the first half easily on what they'd like to see. And it gives me a whole thing. The World of Rim, that'll be on the poll. Beat for life. Oh yeah, no, I've been enjoying getting into some Kenshi. It's actually kind of funny. Right now... Oh, here, before I forget. Right now, I was looking at, like, what I've been streaming recently. And it was over... I can't remember how many months it was. It was over, like, the last 3 months or something like that. Of the games, like, Kenshi has been, like, 1/4 of the stream time. This is just, like, just shy. It's, like, 24 and something % the streamed time. It's like, has it really? As well as things like, yeah, I've been starting almost every other stream with Kenshi. And then RimWorld is also, like, in the 24-25% because we've been playing that a whole bunch. Which is fine. Alright, so we're just building the research bench for later. Deforestation for life. Let's see. Oh, you should do your channel points and have Beep join the RimWorld queue. I mean, it doesn't take channel points. Not sure what channel points come into that. So what we're going to end up doing is, while I'm building this, I'm going to get the poll going. And go, what are we playing now? And we'll put RimWorld on there. We'll put Farming Simulator 22 on there. We'll put Pacific. I can spell Pacific. Oh, come on. Pacific Drive. We will put, let's see what else we'll put Enshrouded on there. And what else do I want to add to the queue? I got one more spot. We already tried the Garden Life. That was fun, but a little too chill. I don't know Nightingale. Yeah, so for like the recent pull, nothing really stands out there for me to check out. Oh, there was another game that was getting a major update soon that I don't remember. Shipbreaker? No, I've literally 100%ed all the achievements and everything in Shipbreaker. Shipbreaker's a really good game, a lot of fun, but it is one of those things that like we have done all that there is to do in the game. I could see playing it again at some point, but I don't think we're going to be playing more Hard Space Shipbreaker right now. It is a great game, one I highly recommend. But also not what I'm looking to do at the moment. If I owned that, actually, let me check one thing. Green Hell, never. Never, ever. I have played it on stream. I do not like or enjoy Green Hell at all. I'm not saying it's a bad game. The type of survival simulator goes, we're going for realism. I find the realism to be obnoxious and not fun and grindy, and usually not interesting. That ends up kind of crossing into a territory where it's like, realism, wink, not realism. Star Wars Battlefront 2? I actually don't know if I own that or not. I was checking to see if I have a key for a game, because I put it on the list. The list. Yeah, I do not. It's fine. Ark? Ark's a fine game. I don't have much interest in playing that. It's also one of those games, like, I have to consider, like, as a content creator, how much sense it makes me to play a game. So, like, content similar to what my channel covers, stuff that is relevant. Prison Architect isn't relevant right now because they've got the new one coming out and they've announced that they're not doing updates for the old one period anymore. Like it is done. Yeah, that was the one I was looking to see if I had a key for, was if I had Supermarket Sim, because I was going to add that to the list if I had a key. Was the key perhaps of cosmic nature? No, it was the Supermarket Simulator. I don't have a key for it that I saw though. I'm just blanking on what I want to put for the last game on the list. That is my current issue. Wait, here, let me go ahead and choose sort the list by recently. No, that's mostly demos. All right. League of Legends, World of Warships, I would rather uninstall OBS. They're just not my jam. I know we're like trolling with the ideas right now, but like that's not particularly helpful actually. I am like, because the worst thing is there's a lot of games that have stuff coming up soon that I'd be interested in doing, but there's no point doing it until things pop up. As you see, a surprising amount of people do the Supermarket Simulator, but it looked kind of like you're just cashier. No, there's a whole lot that goes into that. I haven't played it yet, but it definitely looks like a simulation game that has a whole lot. But yeah, you do like stock the shelves, cashier, and all that as well. It kind of covers the same type of base as if you ever played Gas Station Simulator. It does a lot of that kind of thing, except for not quite as over-the-top rambunctious. So we did Timberborn recently. I could see throwing that on the schedule, though. Because Timberborn's one I could consider. Trying to find something along those. Timborn got an update? Yeah, but I already played the update, unless there was like a much more recent update. Yeah, no, I already played the Bad Water update. They actually, I can't remember if they sponsored or that was a dare drop that they did for that. I know I'm waffling and being indecisive. I do apologize. I'll put Timberborn on there. Why not? Alright, so we got the poll going of what we're going to be doing next. For those who don't understand what's going on, it is a thing I do on the channel that basically, halfway through the stream, I will switch the games and all that sort of stuff, and all that kind of thing. But we do have a vote, so if we do RimWorld, it'll be a brand new colony, because 1.5 Unstable Branch dropped, and I'll do that. I have an idea for doing, like, a gnomish library kind of thing, which obviously there's no gnomes in RimWorld, but like, you know, just the goal being like making this giant underground library. I've debated not even doing the Well, if you voted for Timberborn, then it goes to Timberborn. So if Rimworld ties or loses by 1 vote, just know that's the decision you made. Because that's how votes work. You can go to election and then you have a troll vote, and then the troll wins, and you go, wait a second, wait, I didn't actually want that. Now I'm stuck with it. Oh crap, what have I done? But all that. But yeah, so we'll be doing a brand new run. We'll be probably leaning into the book things just to see what silly nonsense we could do with the book. Acquire as many books as possible, make a giant library, and we'll just go with there. It's mostly going to be like seeing what's new with 1.5, playing with that, doing all that sort of stuff. Farming Simulator, we got the Survivor Man Challenge, where we start at $0 a chainsaw and a dream, and we've been building up from there. We finally did get our biggest, big thing. JD2 going, trolling doesn't pay. Let that be a lesson. You will always troll? I mean, but I'm being clear that that doesn't actually help with things with chat. And I understand people are going to troll. Like, I get that. But it is literally unproductive. We'll have people troll to, like, tie the vote, and then they'll end up getting a game they don't want to see, and then they'll leave because they didn't get the game they didn't want to see. Was that trolling worth it? Does it make any sense to do that? No, not really. I know chat is the embodiment of anarchy. Let's see. Can we do a new playthrough of Farm Sim? What would you want me to do in the new playthrough of Farm Sim? Because, like, we've been doing... I mean, we did kind of a new playthrough of Farm Sim with a multiplayer thing, and that went really badly. Generally speaking, games like Farm Sim, it feels like the big draws community stuff or challenges. And I don't even know what said. Not Survivor Man? Okay, that's not... So there's... Here's a hint. There's things that are not Survivor Man. I need like, actually... you like... When people say, can we do something different? It's like, okay, what? Well, something different. That's not an answer. Okay, what different do you want? Because it's very easy to go, I would like something other than what I'm doing right now. Fair enough. What? Because, like, how many times, like, with Project Zomboid, for example, when I go to play, it's like, I'm looking for something else to do, and you just kind of spin your wheels. You didn't know it was hot with Farm Sim? Power generating only for Farm Sim? That's no fun. That's literally going to be me putting down a solar panel, and then fast-forwarding, and then putting down a solar panel, and then fast-forwarding, then putting down a solar panel for 5 hours. Like, that is a cheesy fun strat to do for the memes, but it's not fun to watch. It's not fun to do. It's purely make big number bigger. I'm gonna go ahead and save this before I forget. Hivers Unite. Cool. But yeah. So, like, I would be down with doing something new in Farm Sim if people... Okay, pick a crop and only plant that crop for the game. What? Very genuine question. Like, this isn't targeted. Why is it whenever it's like, oh, people are getting bored of what's happening in a game, and you go, let's do something different, that the first suggestion is, hey, I know people are getting bored of the game. What if we had less content, less stuff you could do? It's just weirdly where everyone always goes. Doesn't matter what game. Probably something's like, what if you only did this one type of weapon? Or what if you only did this one type of thing? Or what if you only did this one? It's like, it would get boring faster. Because literally you're telling me to take the whole breadth of the game and then compress it down to a narrower margin and then make that a run. It just becomes less interesting. And that isn't meant to be targeted. I know it probably comes across that. It's not like it makes you think more about it. You pick a crop, only plant that crop for the game, but that literally takes away any thought or decision. Like, literally, it's, you know what I'm going to plant today? That crop. You know what I'm going to plant next? That crop. You know what I'm going to do after that? That crop. Or, like, with the weapons. You know what weapon I'm going to use now? The one weapon I'm allowed to. You've literally eliminated decision and thinking about things. And distilled saying, you are predestined to do the one thing. And, like, this is just me kind of venting, because, like, anytime there's a game that I'd be, like, kind of burning out on, it's like, oh, you can do a challenge run where you just do the one thing. And it's like, but we've done that before, and it makes it harder because you have to decide what crop to intend to carefully. Oh, no, there's, like, metas in there. You just grow soybeans. It has lower equipment cost. There's no production lines. It pays well to begin with. It's easy to grow. So it's like... But that might be fun for like the first stream, and then it wouldn't be fun after that because now there's no more thinking about it or decision making. You just grow the one crop. All right, but either way, Rimworld did win. For those over on YouTube and TikTok, those streams will be ending because I have to switch categories and those platforms don't feature that in a meaningful way. Twitch, we're gonna just go to hang out for a minute while we do the switch and all that sort of stuff. So let me go ahead and do that. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that. How about Town Maker for Farm Sim? You don't get paid for building a town.